All right. What is good, everyone? What is good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to JOJO Friday in the stream. I hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am having a fantastic day myself, and I'm looking forward to talking about video games and everything that's happened at Nintendo of America, because we have people that are acting insane in the membrane, so, and other stuff. So we'll talk about that. Big love to General Zamora, striking that first Ninja Blood with the $2 dono. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate the $2 dono. Starting out the stream. Get your name up on the board. It says, enjoy retirement, Stone Cold Doug Bowser. That's true. He did have the stone, but he didn't really have a beard, though. He didn't have the goatee or a beard. I mean, yes, the bald, like, he had a little bit of hair left, but not like a ton of hair left. So he didn't really fully embrace the Stone Cold. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't fully embrace the Stone Cold bald. You know, like, he should have grew the beard. He should have, grown the beard. He should have completely shaved the head. And I think if he would have done that, then it would have been for real, like Stone Cold Doug Bowser, you know? But he had a little bit of apprehension about the whole situation, you know? A little apprehensive about everything. But yeah, still Stone Cold Doug Bowser. Still Stone Freeze Doug Bowser. Oh man, shout outs. Thank you, General Zamora, for the $2 dono. Brand Smith. What is up, Brand Smith? Remember, if you drop a dono today, guys, make sure you put your music request in there. If you can't fit it, you can put it in the chat afterwards. Thank you, General Zamora. If you want something, let me know. Hey, how's it going? How about the Xbox ROG Ally price? Yeah, they upped it by 100. I knew tariffs were gonna get them. You know, I knew tariffs were gonna get them. That's why they weren't saying anything. But yeah, $600 to $1,000. That's a pretty big gap between like the models, though. It's like, hey, here's one that's 600. Here's one that's like $400 more, which is like whatever, you know. I can see your comments, man. What's good? Welcome to the stream. Can you imagine the new president's name was Mario? If the new president's name was Mario, that'd be like perfect. That'd be like the perfect marketing right there, you know. Perfect. Let's see here. Oh no, Doug Bowser has been defeated by Mario one last time. Yes, he's out. But then again, just like Bowser, you never know when he's gonna come back, which might be sooner than later. Wait, Series X is being removed from retail? Yes, there are some retail chains that are starting to remove Series S and Series X. Costco, which I don't really think Costco's that big of a deal, but EB Games, like in, I think like Australia, or just like EB Games in general, they're starting to remove it from like their online storefronts, or like remove like the where you can like click on it to see the systems. So it's like, it's getting kind of sketchy right now. It's getting really sketchy in terms of where the Series S, like if that's going to start going to other places, you know? So yeah. People keep bringing up Reggie convinced NCL to bundle Wii Sports with Wii consoles in US. Bowser didn't do anything like that, but the Wii was more expensive than the US than in Japan because of that. I mean, yeah, I mean, the thing about it is that people keep on bringing that up, and it's like, that was like 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and then they forget that Reggie, which I love Reggie, man. Reggie's great. But Reggie also, that's great that we got Wii Sports bundled or packaged, and most of us would have bought it anyway. But Reggie also didn't want Xenoblade to be localized. Reggie did not localize Disaster Day of Crisis here in the US. It was in Europe, but he never brought it over here, ever. Like, it's still, to this day, never brought over. Reggie didn't bring over Soma Bringer. By the way, these are all Monolith Soft games. So Soma Bringer and Disaster Day of Crisis, great for him packaging in, Wii Sports. But he also made sure that we didn't get certain games. Like I said, Disaster Day of Crisis, like Soma Bringer. He did not want to localize Xenoblade. He did not want to localize The Last Story. He did not want to localize Pandora's Tower. He did not want to localize Captain Rainbow. He did not want to look at, there's like another veg, whatever, some big Titan game, like where there's a bunch of blood, like where you're hitting people. He didn't localize that game. Like Fatal Frame, he didn't want to localize that game. Like, there are a ton of games. So yes, we got Wii Sports packaged in. Great, I understand, but goodness gracious, the guy said no to like 5, 6 different games that never ended up getting localized on the Wii in the US. So listen, I like Reggie, but if we're gonna bring up the Wii Sports thing, bring up the other stuff too while we're at it. You know, like go ahead and bring up the fact that, by the way, Last Story was published by Nintendo in Japan. He didn't want to do it. He didn't want to pay for the localization, so Marvelous or Xseed picked it up. You know, so like whenever I hear people say, he did a Wii Sports pack-in. Okay, yes, I get that. But he also kept a lot of games off, you know? So trying to use that as some type of thing somehow 20 years later against Doug Bowser is insane. It's just, it's insane. Or at least bring up everything, you know? So yeah. Hey, thank you, Albo Army. Thank you for the subscription. I appreciate that. Let's see, man. I wanted Xenoblade back then, but it was like $100 only at GameStop because they were opening the copies. Yeah. Well, they ended up dropping it later, Jeff Shadow. But yeah. Yeah, and Reggie didn't pack in 1-2 Switch, so it's like people are holding on. And yes, that was a huge pivotal thing. Don't get me wrong. Like having Wii Sports as a pack-in was huge, and that was one of the reasons why the Wii was so successful. So I'm not gonna try to take that away from him, but people are making it seem as if like there wasn't anything else, like the whole like Xenoblade thing didn't happen or whatever, you know. Hold up, let me raise this up just a bit. Yeah, there we go. So I don't know, man. It's just weird. Let's see. Reggie almost blocked Xenoblade Chronicles on the Wii. He didn't want to localize it. I think it was actually the new president that's coming in. Satoru Shibata. He actually was the one, and I think he was Nintendo of Europe's general manager at that point. And I think he's the one that said, okay, we'll localize it in Europe. That's why the voices are European or UK or British or whatever, right? In Xenoblade, like they don't have American accents. So that's how we even got it. And then they saw how well it did in Europe, and then they're like, okay, you know, maybe we'll do it at this point. Or maybe they planned even afterwards, but it took a year after it came out in Europe. Like it was 2010 in Japan for Xenoblade Chronicles, the original, 2010 in Japan, 2011 in Europe, 2012 here in the US. So 2 years after. Doug Bowser wasn't the only one responsible for Nintendo's greedy practice. It was present way before. I don't even think Nintendo has, like, people talk about super greedy practices. They all the companies have super greedy practices. So it's almost a moot point at this when people say that he's not responsible for greedy. It was they all have greedy practices. Every single one of them. Even Valve, Valve. All of them have greedy practices. So to me, that's what multi-billion-dollar businesses do. They're all greedy, like every single one of them. So when people say that, it's just a cop-out or it's just a cope or they just don't understand business at all. Because they're all greedy, every single one. I can name a bunch of things from every single company. People just bring it up just because it's Nintendo. But I can name a bunch of things from Microsoft. I can name a bunch of things from Sony. I can name a bunch of things from Valve. I can go on. Like, I know Valve is the sacred holy cow. I've just had enough of it because people act like multi-billion-dollar companies aren't greedy. Like, oh man, I can't... That good old Walmart, they really look out for the little guy. No, they don't. You know what I'm saying? Or like, people just act super weird when it comes to game, or when it comes to Nintendo, and it's like, dude, you buy stuff from other games, like Microsoft, Sony, and Valve, they're all greedy too. By the way, I'll repeat, Gabe Newell's worth $11 billion. You don't get $11 billion not being greedy. Listen, I've been an adult for a long time, and I've been around rich people for a long time. Trust me, even if you want $1 million, you got to be kind of greedy in some sense. So to be worth 11 billion, you're really greedy. But Gaben's minions do a great job of deflecting and shielding off all that. So yeah. Let's see here. You didn't ask you about Val, bro. Why are you dodging? I'm not dodging anything. I'm saying that it is a standard that all companies are greedy. That is not. It's like saying we breathe air. That's what I'm trying to say. All billion-dollar companies are. Nobody's dodging anything. And you're just a troll. I just realized that. So I'm just gonna ban you. Thanks for coming out to the stream though, man. I appreciate it. I just realized that you came here. You didn't even say what up or nothing. You're acting crazy. And then not only that, but you're being sexist too, saying girl boss taking over. Yeah, like you don't need to be here, man. Go on Smash JT stream or something, or one of these dumbass grifters streams or something like that, bro. Don't come back here. We ain't doing that racist, sexist, that type of stuff. We ain't doing that here, man. That girl is more educated, more thoughtful, more respectful, and better than you'll ever be in your life. Okay, so let's just keep that in mind, and that's the truth. That's the truth. She's more successful, respectful, educated, and better than you'll ever be. So you can troll my stream or go on Twitter and be sexist all you want to, but no, that's a fact. You can sit there and make up all this stuff all you want to and be mad and angry. Just know that she'll be better than you in every aspect of your life. Just keep that in mind. You don't do that sexist stuff here, man. You were birthed from a woman. You wouldn't be here without a woman, right? You wouldn't be here without a woman. Many inventions, many things in the world were from women. What are you talking about? I can't stand these fake alpha males. These fake alpha males, these fake weirdos that sit there, they see a woman, then all of a sudden it's a problem. You know you were born from one? Do you not have respect for your own mother? Your own mother wouldn't be eligible. You don't want her to advance in a career? You see what I'm saying? You wouldn't want that for her. You wouldn't want that for your aunt. Come on now, man. So let's see here. She used to head their legal. She dispatched the ninjas. Careful who swing on. She got hands. I think she was doing marketing and all that, from what I understand. Paul Gale with the $1 dono says happy birthday to Nin128. And good work on all the videos, OJ. Maybe some Pac-Man 99 music. Yeah, I got you, man. Pac-Man 99. It says it's insane how sexist so many people are these days. Weird neckbeard culture. I miss healthy bullying. Yeah, weird, super weird neckbeard culture, man. Super weird neckbeard culture. Really weird. Can't wait for Resident Evil's on Switch. Glad I waited. Hey, there you go. Nintendo sued like 2 people who deserved it. And Power World, you don't say anything wrong, but you exaggerate everything you said the last 10 minutes. Okay, wait, hold up. Dartfield. Okay, you're talking to Dartfield. I don't know what he said. Let's see. She was marketing before this, but she was also legal. Kid and Krista put out a great video. They talk about their history with her. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, I didn't see Kid and Krista's video. I'll check that out at some point. Who you talking to? Ban him. You can't even respond. Yeah, that's the same. You're the same person. You're literally, you just came here on a sock account. The first thing you did was talk about that. So we're gonna go ahead. I won't ban you. I'll put you in a timeout for 24 hours. And nobody care about that person that I banned. He was being sexist. That's against the rules. So that's why he got. So don't worry about my stream, man. Worry about yourself. Or go get your own stream and let people be sexist and racist and be whatever they want in your own stream. But yeah, he came here being sexist. So that's worth the ban, in my opinion. Don't worry about what I'm doing. Go take a shower or something like that. Go touch some grass, little boy. All right, let's see here. In my opinion, Sonic Racing Crossroads is better cast as race than Mario Kart World. I really wish they would have added Kongs as playable characters. Yeah, I don't care about Sonic Racing Crossworlds characters or anything like that. So that's good for whatever has a better cast or not. Who cares? Let's see here. Mark Davidson, go play the game and enjoy. Have fun, Darkfield. Let's see here. Mark Davidson. Yo, what up, Mark Davidson? Welcome to the stream. Shout outs, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Let's go. Let's see here. So, yo, shout outs to Streamlabs. Let's go. Shout outs to Yak Diesel. Let's go. Yak Diesel. Thank you, Paul Gale. I appreciate the $1 holla though. Let's get you up on the board as well. What's up, the Great Wild? Welcome to the stream. Shout outs. What's up, Anthony Smith? What's good? What's good? Let's see here. Tommy Raiku, what is good? I'm good today. Shout outs. Shout outs. I think Dartfield, I think he's just basically on Twitter. He's I wouldn't say he's terminally online, but he's just online looking at negative videos all day, and then every now and then he comes here to just talk about it. I'm pretty sure that's what he does almost on the day, because every time he comes here, that's what he does. And it's only geared towards Nintendo. It's never geared towards anybody else. It's only geared towards them. So that's what I'm guessing. But it's okay. He's allowed to do that. Imagine thinking 19-year industry vet who has held a high-level position in pretty much every NOA department isn't qualified LMAO, actual morons. Yeah, I know exactly. LMAO, actual morons. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that he's terminally online, but like all the stuff that he says is just the same repackaged, retooled, reformulated arguments, and then he just says it here. It's like I've heard it like a million times. The roster is better. They did this or they did. It's just the same stuff that you hear online over and over from the same, you know, the same YouTubers, same people, the same people, Gaben worshippers, you know, the same weirdo Sonic fans. It's just the same stuff over and over and over and over again. So it's like, I'm not trying to brush it off, but it's just kind of like, I've heard it 5 million times, you know? So it's not, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying. Let's see here. Shout outs to Yak Diesel with the $5 says that, P.O. Bloob, let's see here. Bet you ban is probably the Quartering's acolytes. Probably not the bathed regularly like the Quartering himself. Yeah, Quartering looked terrible, man. He looked like he aging real fast, bro. Like, I saw a thumbnail with him the other day on Twitter. I was like, whoa, this dude looked like he aging real quick. And of course, it was a racist topic, you know. So yeah, man. Shout outs to Yak Diesel. Thank you for the support, man. I don't know. All right, here we go. Thank you for the big $5. You are now the Hokage and Stream Ninja. Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate that, man. Let's go. Thank you for the $4.99. Anybody else $4.99 or more, you can beat them out. JoJo Friday, let's go. Thank you so much, Yak Diesel, man. Appreciate you. Switch to version of Sonic isn't out until later. Say my friends are playing the long-term Mario Kart is my jam. Yeah, play whatever kart racer you want to play. I don't really care, to be honest. Like, play whatever you want. I'm not part of this weirdo, you know, Mario Kart racer versus this. More competition's always good. We'll see how it goes out throughout the whole generation because both of them are going to have long-term competition, and that's good. Like, it's really what it comes down to. So yeah. Let's see here. Let's see. This is another soccer account. He says, what you got against Smash JT, though? I don't got anything against Smash JT. I said if you want to go all that, if you want to do all that sexist and culture war nonsense, that's what he does. That's how he's making all his money. That's what he's good at. So we don't do that here. You don't come here and just start saying sexist stuff. Yeah, that's allowed over there because that's what they do over there, but it ain't allowed here. So, or like drums and all those grifter type content. What do you mean, what do I got against it? What I got against it is sexist. All right. So thank you to Shiny. Thank you for the $2 and another sock account. Another same sock account. It says Snowflake. I'll show you Snowflake. Name a time and a place and put some money up. We'll see who's a snowflake. Thank you for the $2 though. I appreciate it, Shiny. You got these weirdos, got these basement dwelling weirdos that sit here, consume grifting content all day, then act tough. This is the only time you're gonna get any type of attention is right here. Clearly your mom did not do a great job of this. Shout outs to Shiny. Thank you for the $2. Says who remembers Deca Police? Deca Police is still coming. It's coming out next year. They got an anime coming out with it. And it's coming out in 2026. So yeah, it's still happening. I know 3 years plus after that, but they did say that they're working on it. They did say. So they did say they're working on it. Shout outs. Thank you for the $2. Appreciate that. Let's go. Imagine coming to a stream and thinking that it's okay to be sexist because a girl got a higher end position at a company. Imagine that. You know what I'm saying? These are the exact same people that would be like, if they were born back in the day, they'd have a problem with black people getting jobs, or they'd have a problem with certain people or immigrants or certain people. Like, it's the exact same people, bro. It's the exact same people. These people are insane. Like, legitimately, the culture war stuff, the grifting war, has got people acting absolutely out of pocket that they would not say IRL. Absolutely out of pocket, bro. Completely ignorant. It's not based on her merit. It's not based on what she's done. It's not based on any of that. It's based on the fact that she's a woman. Now all of a sudden you got a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got an issue just because she's a woman, not because of what she's done. You have no idea. Heck, for all you know, she could be a tomboy or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, she could be like, you don't even know. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't like the culture war grifting type content, because they immediately see woman and they think the worst. And that's terrible. You know? It's sad. Yeah, it's sad and it's pathetic. And then they come here and try to act all tough and act all like they know something. It's like, dude, these people are the losers of society. This is the reason why you are where you are in life. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Let's see here. Christian Smithers, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. What is good? Yeah, got some crazy people, bro. Got some crazy people. Nah, they say a woman didn't think, and they can't think at all. I'm telling you, bro. All right, what's up, Superpower, man? Yeah, early stream just because I got some family stuff to do tonight. I wouldn't say snowflake is a political racial slur. I don't think it's that. From my understanding of what that is, it just means that, like, you know, you're weak, you easily crumble like a snowflake, like it melts, you know, like out on the snow. That's what the general term is. But I'm pretty, there might be some other terms for it, but that's the general term that I can think of, that you got like that you're weak and you can't take the truth or the heat, you know. So shout outs to Nick93. Thank you for the 17 months, man. I appreciate that. Negative people need to be sacked by Micah Parsons. Nah, they need to be sacked by Bosa, bro. But he's injured, so Micah Parsons will work. With that 4.3 speed, bro. With that 4.3 speed. Sacking him. Also, another thing that a lot of these grifters aren't understanding is that she's really working underneath or side by side by Shibata, who's been at Nintendo for like 40 years. So when people say, oh, she's gonna do all, it's like, not really. But a lot of times, like I said, people don't even understand what Nintendo of America does. They're a marketing hand. Nintendo of America is not calling the shots. Nintendo of America is not deciding what games are localized anymore. Nintendo of America is not deciding what gets funded, like if the next Metroid is coming out or something like that. Nintendo of America doesn't make those decisions, you know? So people don't really understand that. People don't understand even what Nintendo of America does. They think that they actually make games and make big decisions, which they don't, because they see Phil Spencer, they see Jim Ryan, like they see American front-facing companies that have, like, you know, like that are out in the media, and they think, oh, well, yeah, they're the ones who are making decisions. Yes, Jim Ryan did, and yes, you know, Phil Spencer does to a degree, you know, but Nintendo of America doesn't do that. They're just they're a marketing branch, you know? They advise Nintendo in Japan, hey, this is what we need to do when it comes to marketing and advertising our games. I was at a speech that Devin Pritchard gave when the Switch 2 launched in San Francisco, and she just flat out said it. She was like, yeah, we're here to market to the fans. She like literally just said that's what they're there for. She didn't say nothing about developing games and broadening pipelines for games. It's all about the business aspects of marketing to the people here, what Japan says. She literally said, I have the whole thing. I was there for her speech that she gave in San Francisco for her launch. Like, it wasn't Doug Bowser that gave the speech. It was her. So I think at that time, they already knew she was taking over, and she's the one who gave the speech. Now, Doug Bowser, I think he was in New York. Yeah, he was in New York for the launch of it, and he might have given a speech there or something. But in San Francisco, she was there, and she was just talking about marketing. She was just talking about it. She wasn't talking about nothing else, you know, in terms of things. So yeah. Either woke or anti-woke in today's culture, zero room for nuance. For some people, there's zero room. Normal people, there are. I swear the things were so much more simple back in the day during the SNES and PS2 days. Games didn't have all this political grifting. Yeah, we also didn't have the internet, you know. So, like the internet that's like the internet now. So, but yeah, you're right. Back then, it was all about just simply, like, what was the cool games, you know? Like, what were the cool games? What were the games about? But now you can make a ton of money off being grifting and stuff like that. So, obviously, you're going to see people that are going to emulate it and copy it and echo it and say all sorts of stuff because people are, like I said, people be acting crazy. Thank you for the 17 months, though, Nick93. I appreciate you. I mean, NOA does have, like, the treehouse, but, like, the treehouse is a little bit of a separate, different thing. But they do have the treehouse, you know, that does the localization of games. They said Reggie made some big decisions, like convincing Nintendo to make Wii Sports as a pack-in. Yeah, he did, but that was 20 years ago. Like, like, y'all bringing up stuff that happened, like, I get that, but that was like 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like everyone brings it up like it's like like it's the Emancipation Proclamation or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like the founding fathers or something, or it's like, you know, like the Declaration of Independence. Like, yes, he did, and that was great for him. Like, that was a big decision. But it was like it was like 3 gens ago. We're in Switch 2. Then we have the Switch 1. Then we have the Wii U. Then that was the Wii. That was 3 generations ago. Like, people still, like, literally there are people here that were babies when that happened. Like, if you're in your 20s or if you're 30 years old right now, you were like a small child, and that's fine. Maybe it affected your childhood, but a lot of you guys were like barely functioning people at that point. Like, for real, like, no cap, man. It was like 20 years ago. so it was like 20 years ago, man. So yeah, man. Let's see. This Wii Sports Pack, LOL. The demo. It's just a demo game, guys. Who cares? Okay, listen. It's important because Wii Sports ended up helping to sell the Wii, and it did so well. So don't get me wrong. That was a huge moment, and I completely get that. And like, it was awesome. But it's almost like talking about Aaron Rodgers in the NFL, like his Super Bowl. Dude, he won that Super Bowl in 2010. It was 15 years ago. And he hasn't been back since then. He's barely been to any NFC championship. It's like, that's great. And I agree with you. Listen, Aaron Rodgers is an all-time great. He did a lot of things. A lot of failures, but a lot of things. And that's kind of how I see sometimes like with Reggie, bro. It's like, yes, he was there for a long time. He was great and all that. But y'all bringing up something that was like generations ago. We've had generations of quarterbacks since then come in, win titles, some even multiple titles, and some are still playing. And people people bringing up that 2010 championship with Aaron Rodgers like it happened yesterday. Same thing with this Wii Sports thing. Some people bringing it up like it happened yesterday. Bro, it was 3 generations ago. Like, it was 3 generations ago. So yeah. Says the Reggie Legend. Listen, I love Reggie, man. Reggie Fils-Aimé is dope. Like, he's a great character. He's a great marketing guy. When he has a big personality, he's a big man with a big personality, you know. So I mean, no, I'm all down for it, bro. Like, I'm down for it. But people out here just making up like it's like mythological status, bro. Like, it was like that Wii Sports decision, like all of a sudden, you know, all of a sudden made like mountains move. Like, it was like the thing that completely revolutionized and changed Nintendo for forever or something. I don't know, man. So yeah. I do miss the Reggie and Jeff Keighley back and forth. I do miss that a little bit. That's true. That was pretty cool. That fool kept games away from his personal taste. Nintendo and today doesn't do quirky downfalls like the Wii before the Switch. I mean, listen, like, I understand some of the decisions that were made with Reggie, but I think that after the Wii, and then especially during the Wii U, I think Nintendo just clamped down on that. I think Nintendo in Japan was like, no, like, we're gonna, like, listen, if we think a game is gonna be good, you guys are gonna localize it. We're gonna give you guys the budget. We're gonna give you guys, you know, the bandwidth to get that done. So, because, like, I think Treehouse definitely expanded, and, like, their localization teams expanded after the Wii and the Wii U. They expanded, like, they actually invested in that and got more people. But I think Nintendo said, okay, we're clamping down on this, because that was a massive complaint amongst many gamers that were, you know, around back then or on the internet, was, why are localizations taking so long? Why do we get them so much later? Why isn't this game localized? It was literally all over the place. Like, you can get an announcement for a game and not even know for real if it was going to be localized or not. Like, you're like, from, like, first party game from Nintendo. It was like, oh, yeah, that looks great. Monado, beginning of the new world. They showed up at E3. Nah. Like, I don't think we've seen that from Nintendo since then, where they show off a game. Like, so, like, they've tightened things up. I mean, they've gotten a lot more uptight, and I would say, you know, soulless or whatever you want to put. But at the same time, at least you know, like, when a game is coming, like, a new Xenoblade is shown, a new Fire Emblem is shown. You know it's probably going to be worldwide now. You know it's going to be day and date. You know it's going to be... You don't got to worry about if the game is going to show back up, or if, like, if you're going to see it again, or if it's even going to be localized. Whereas in the Wii era, it was always a constant, it just might not come out here. Like, Disaster Day of Crisis literally was localized in English. It's in Europe, and they just said, nah, we're good. You know? So it's like stuff like that pissed me off. I did not like that. It's like, well, why can't we get the game? It's like they'd rather have a drought than bring over Disaster Day of Crisis. Like, literally, they'd rather have nothing than bring over Disaster Day of Crisis. Or like they'd rather have nothing than bring over Soma Bringer. Or they'd rather have nothing than bring over Captain Rainbow. Or they'd rather have nothing. Like, it's like I said, there's multiple first party games that they did this with, you know, in that day. So I think that, you know, Nintendo kind of clamped down on stuff like that. Like, when it comes to Nintendo of America, they're not going to allow their presidents to make those type of decisions. Like, they're not going to do it. And if they do, it's going to be like on the smallest games. You know, it's like stuff like Buddy Bond Mission, right? Which was a collaboration game. Okay, yeah, that game didn't get localized. All right, you know. Let's see here. Reggie, give us Mother 3. Yeah, Europe used to get games before we got them. Yeah, Europe used to get them before we got them, man. So true. Just Revisionists trying to ease their feelings of the business of NOJ does with NOA. Yeah, and I think that's really it. Like, they need someone to blame. They need someone to, you know, to get angry at or say this is the reason why this is that. And obviously you're just gonna do it to there. I mean, like, you're not even. Most people don't even probably know who Furukawa is. Like, you never see him, you know. But you'll see Doug Bowser, or you'll hear about him here in the U.S. more than you'll hear about Furukawa, or more than you'll hear about. I mean, well, you'll see Koizumi and all that, but once again, they don't speak English. They're not here all the time, so people just blame whatever's closest to them, you know? So yeah. Is the salesman everything good? Is it thanks to him be everything bad thanks to the others? Yeah, we've been eating good. What's there to be angry about? Well, I mean, I think that the reason why some would be because of the pricing. I think that's pretty much the only thing that you can talk about really would be the pricing, what people don't like with prices. That's about it. Outside of that, I mean, all the games that are in Japan, and I mean, are here, right? So the only thing people are actually mad at, and like Pal World, like lawsuit stuff, like people, like, you know, Nintendo of America suing or stuff like that. So those are the two major things that I can think about, are people getting angry about lawsuit stuff, which is a very small percentage of people, to be honest, and just pricing of certain products. So yeah. Let's see. It says the Wii had shitty software sales, like the big hitters came out early, but other franchise sold so poorly they killed them. What games are you talking about? Looking. Reggie wouldn't make Sakurai add a second button to to Air Riders. Reggie wouldn't make him. He was forced. Yoshizu says they would rather point a finger at somebody else than blaming themselves for the tariffs. That is absolutely true. And that's really, it's a lot of political stuff with tariffs. That's why I don't like to bring it up all the time. But a lot of people actually voted for it. You know what I'm saying? And then now they're trying to say no, you know, and like, no, I didn't know. It's not that. So they're trying to cope with what they voted for. And that's fine. I don't care. Like I said, you can vote for whatever you want. Once again, I don't care. But we also need to be honest and truthful about what the tariffs are and how they're affecting the business and how they're affecting the prices of things, because it is a fact that they are increasing the prices of Chinese made products. If a product is from China, there is a tariff. There is a big, trade war tariff on there. That has increased the price of products from China across the board. From household items to video games to electronics to computers to everything. Cars. Like I said, not trying to get super political, but that's what it is. Now, you have a lot of people that, once again, they voted for it, so now they're trying to cope with the mechanism of like, no, it's something else. But that's the truth, you know, and that's all it is. Like I said, I'm not here to criticize what you do with your own vote and all that. That's the whole thing. So, let's see here. Do you think that Nintendo will ever increase the amount of retail stores they have and put some in Europe and Australia? I think one of these days they will, but I mean, who knows how long they'll take, you know? Dank Meme with the 66 months. Thank you so much, Dank Meme. I appreciate that. Appreciate it, man. Shout out to the 66 months. I think that Wario, Sin and Punishment. Sin and Punishment's never been a big selling franchise, regardless, like whether it was on the 64 or the Wii or anything like that. Sin and Punishment, Excite series. These series were never that big when it comes down to it. Excite Bots, that game didn't sell so well, but Excite Truck actually did decently. That one sold over 1 million. So I mean, like, you're just naming dead franchises that were never really that big to begin with, to be honest, or never really sold a lot to begin with. So if you, I think you mean Wario. You know, I mean, Wario, it's never been a massive selling franchise either. So I don't think that has anything to do with the Wii. Wario's never been like a massive seller like the GBA or other platforms like the GameCube or other stuff that it's been on. So I think you're just picking out stuff that you like that didn't sell very well, but you need to realize that that stuff just doesn't sell well because those are just not big franchises for Nintendo in general. Nintendo has stated directly many price increase accessories due to tariffs. It's a published fact. That's why maybe we're saying, well, they've never said the word tariffs themselves. They usually use the terminology of economic conditions and factors, or economic conditions, or economic climate, things like that, which economic climate would obviously be something that's placed on the economy. Well, what's placed on the economy? Well, a tariff, you know. So yeah. Hey, what's up, Mr. Davis? Welcome. Trouble Angry made a video about yesterday being yesterday true. I don't know why you keep bringing him up. I don't care about his videos. He can make whatever video he wants, and no, Nintendo's not in trouble. He just makes videos because angry Nintendo videos get him clicks. So that's what he does. And I don't know. I've said like 1,000,000 times, don't need to bring up him. I don't care about him or his videos. He doesn't care about me or my videos. So like, Mr. Davis, stop bringing him up. Nobody cares. I don't watch his videos. He just started talking about Nintendo recently. Nintendo's fine. Trust me. I've been around. I've been covering Nintendo for a decade plus. Nintendo's fine. They'll be fine. So stop bringing them up. I don't care about his videos. Let's see. Nintendo just made another Famicom Detective Club and remake both both Advance Wars, another Code, and made another Endless Ocean. They do a lot of old IPs right now. Yeah, I mean, they're doing some old IP stuff as well, you know. OJ, you think Nintendo pushed out Bowser because of his get Switch 1 if you can't afford Switch 2 comment? No, because they didn't push him out because he retired. And if they pushed him out, then it would have been immediate. It would have been like, yo, you're just gone right now. And he's still there till the end of the year. So we still got October, September, October, November, December. So no, if they pushed him out or whatever, they would have done. I don't know. It would have been abrupt. It would have been like Sean Layden. Sean Layden was pushed out. Like, you didn't hear nothing. He was just, Sean Layden's gone. Sean Layden didn't even say anything. That's what happens when you're pushed out, you know. But they don't let you stay around for months afterwards if they're just gonna push you out. So no, and that comment didn't do anything. The Switch 2 went on to have the biggest launch ever in the history of gaming. So if you're gonna attribute that to him and say they're angry, then wouldn't they be very excited that Switch 2 had the biggest launch? So let's not be terminally online, guys. Let's not use internet logic to draw conspiracy theories. Let's look at facts. All right, the facts are the Switch 2 had the biggest launch ever, and he was the head of NOA when that happened. So why would they be upset about that comment, but somehow, and that negates actual money coming in? You know what I'm saying? Like, literally money coming in and sales coming in. It makes no sense. So yeah. Of course, succession plans are planned well in advance. Of course they are. Of course they are. So yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, this was obviously a thing that was gonna happen, you know. Let's see here. Well, Doug Bowser didn't really. I mean, he was part of Nintendo of America during the launch of the Switch 1, but he took over about 2 years after the Switch 1 came out. Chrono Rig, what's up, Chrono Rig? Thank you for the $5. If they didn't push out Reggie during the Wii U days, they didn't push out Doug. LOL, this is crazy. These crazy takes are weird. Yeah, like I said, this is online terminology. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not based off of actual, like, looking at it practical. It's based off of what people say online, because that's what online people made this thing like, oh my god, I can't believe he did this. It's like the Xbox One. It's not gonna do well, and then it ended up having the best launch ever, and then people were like, oh, then they just don't want to talk about it anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, it's so weird, you know. It's so weird. People, like I said, people are more based off their emotion than they are about actual facts. So yeah. These scripters like Nintendo trying to act like Nintendo was failing just as hard as they did back in the Wii U days. Once again, it's all based off of money for guys like Nintendo. You know, like I said, I don't really watch his videos, but it's really just based off the fact that he could make a lot of money making grifting videos, you know, and he'll just move the goalposts and he'll never actually engage in debate with somebody who knows what they're talking about. So that's really what it comes down to. Literally, it's money driven. If they weren't making money off of this, like if they weren't actually making a good amount being negative, they wouldn't even be doing it. They'd be wasting their time doing something else. I can guarantee you they would not be. Because, I mean, in the Switch 1 era, there was a lot of negative videos and that people were making money. But then people actually ended up buying it a lot and it started getting really popular. And yeah, you could make negative videos, but you weren't going to make the amount of money. You know, you weren't going to make like a ton of money because people liked the Switch 1. Now, was there still a lot of negative stuff that came up that people made? Yes. But people are just creating things out of thin air now, or just taking things and randomly warping it. You know, that's kind of what's happening right now. And at least back then it was like there would be something that happened and then people would warp it. But now people are just randomly doing stuff while ignoring everything else in the market, you know, while ignoring everything else. So that's what's going on right now. But it's really just based on the fact that they can make a lot of money doing it. Like, you're going to get pushing the algorithm. You're going to get way more subs. It's not based on them actually being like completely honest or truthful with their audience, you know? Let's see. Terminally Online is part of the truth for those Sonic fans who think Crossroads is going to destroy Mario Kart World. Yeah. Are you going to buy the Xbox PC? Yes or no? No. I already have an Xbox One. Or sorry, Xbox Series. I have a Series X. Happy Friday, everyone. Hope everyone's having a great day. It's the weekend. Hey, thank you so much, Roger. I appreciate it. Thank you for the $5 dono. Appreciate that. Thank you for the 5. I bought Hades 2, and I need to play it more. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it some today. Play it some more. It's really good. Thank you so much, Roger. Thank you for the $5 dono. Appreciate that. Let's go. Combo breaks. Up to 22 on the combo board. Shout outs. Have a great day. I want Nintendo to bend their knee thinking that they got Bowser to push out an NOA, which is all in their heads. That's insane if they thought that. Yeah, that's absolutely wild. Like 10 billion cash on hand, and same as Costco. Who the hell is saying that they're in trouble? Nobody's actually. I mean, people are just, like I said, making up stuff, like, you know, making up different topics to be negative in order to get YouTube views. That's essentially what's going on here. They were also financially fine during the Wii U days. I don't know about these days, but Nintendo used to keep ungodly amounts of cash. I mean, they have 10 billion cash on hand, you know. I mean, but if you're talking about like assets and all that, I mean, obviously they've got a lot more. Around 50 hours into Silk Song, and I still feel like I have a lot of content to complete. Yeah, I kind of dropped Silk Song, man. Like, Silk Song's good, but I kind of dropped it for Trails. And from what I've seen from Hades and all that, I think I'm probably gonna like Hades a little bit more, but we'll see. Because like right now I'm liking Hades 1 more than I'm liking Silk Song, but like I said, we will see. We will see with I gotta play more. I've only put like 15 hours into Silk Song, but I don't know. There's something. It's good, but there's something about it that I'm just not. I don't know. I'm not vibing with. I'm not clicking with as much. So, but yeah, it's good though. It's Silk Song is good. Let's see. I just started replaying through Metroid Dread again. I just got the speed booster, and God, the ME sucks so much. You got to get good at block. You got to get good at dodging them. You know, you got to get good at dodging them. Yo, Mega Lee, thank you for the 31 months, man. I appreciate that. Shout out. Let's go. 31 months. Yo, we out here tonight, man. 31 months. Appreciate that, guys. We're gonna go as long as I can before I gotta skedaddle when it comes to the extension on the stream, guys. So I appreciate that. Almost at the 30-minute extension. We did hit the 15, so I appreciate that. Let's go. Let's see. Nintendo using that cash to help smaller devs. I mean, I don't know if they spend. I think that's probably part of their marketing budget. Probably not cash on hand, but I see what you're saying. If I was Bowser, I'd retire too. He steered the transition to Switch 2 and spent 10 years. At 60, I'd want to travel and relax. Yeah, I mean, he's 60. Isn't he like 60 something? Yeah, I mean, if he can retire now, you might as well, right? Like, you might as well. He's got the money to do so. So if he can retire now, he probably was like, yo, let me just chill. You know, I got this launch off. You know, everything's fine for the most part. I'll just bounce. You know, so yeah, I would do the same. But yeah, he wasn't at Nintendo. Was he at Nintendo for 10 years? Yeah, he was president of NOA for 6 years, for about 6 years, a little bit over. So yeah. I think I like Hades 2 more than Silk Song. It's so good. Yeah, Justin, Hades 2, man. It is. I think what makes Hades 2 just feel a bit better is that the amount of powers and abilities that you get, it's a lot more frequent and fluid over Silksong, which, once again, a Metroidvania, obviously they're not going to stack powers on powers on powers in a Metroidvania, but it just feels more exciting. And obviously it's got the voice acting, it's got the Greek, mythology, it's got so many different things that kind of just make it feel a bit more vibrant. Once again, it is a bigger game. While they're both technically indie games, like, Silksong is not as big of a game as Hades in terms of the amount of people that it took to make the game. Like, like Hades has a lot more employees, like the Supergiant has a lot more employees. I think at one point Supergiant was as small as Team Cherry, but they've definitely ballooned up. But to make a game like Hades, when it comes like to the music, when it comes to the animations, when it comes to the amount of weapons that you have, all this different type of stuff. But yeah, it's a rogue game, and I can't believe that I'm saying this for a rogue game, That's how good Hades is. Like, Hades is one of the very few rogue games that I've actually like beat, and I'm like, okay, yeah, let's go, So yeah, the runbacks for sure. The runbacks in Silksong are just, there's times like when you die, you just gotta go, like, if there's not like a bench next to like a certain boss, and like, so you've got to run all the way across the place to get back to the boss that you died over and over. And if you're getting cooked, it's like nothing that you can do. You're just gonna have to run every single time through that area to get back to that boss to try it again. That is a little bit of a gameplay design flaw. Now, the funniest thing is that there was an actual bench a bit closer to this boss that I was fighting, but it was a trap bench. If I sat down, a freaking thing came and hit me. So it was like, okay, so it's like annoying. It's like, it's purposefully annoying in that sense. It's not like they're saying, hey, okay, there's going to be a different bench that you can sit next to, and then you'll be closer to the boss that you might die to. It was like, yeah, you're just going to have to do this every time. It's like, well, I just want to fight the boss again, So yeah. Will you buy the $1,000 Xbox ROG Ally? No. And one need to compare the digital price of both. Silksong was 20, Hades is 30, and yeah, it's just proportional. I mean, yeah, Hades is $10 more. That's true. Yeah, Silksong probably could have got away with $30 as well. Let's see here. So yeah, Silksong is fantastic, but after a while, you just get tired of dying so much. Hades does a much better job of showing you progression even while dying. Yeah, exactly. Because like Hades, it's not like a Souls game. Like, Silksong is like Souls, like where you lose your beads, and if you don't go back there and get them, so it's got that thing. And I don't know what's more annoying for me, Souls or I think I might dislike Souls games more than I dislike rogue games at this point in my life. Because most rogue games, like I said, have like that permanent progression. You don't lose your experience, like you lose your progression of where you are, but you don't lose like your upgrades or your abilities. And which most Souls games you don't lose whatever you've already gotten, but you lose all like your experience like to level up, So like I think I'm kind of tired of that in particular, like that type of mechanic. That might be more annoying to me than rogue games, but I'm starting to really dislike the Souls formula, and I don't like rogue games, So it's like I'm playing a rogue game and a Souls game kind of somewhat back to back, and it's just like, I think I might take the rogue game at this point. I think I might take the rogue game at this point, man. So yeah. Let's see. Gamer dude, Player Wrestling strikes me as a cozy gamer. Shut up, bro. Who are you? Who are you? You might strike me as somebody who's been timed out for 24 hours. Go do something on your Friday, bro. What are you here? Go get a date. Go touch some grass. You strike me as someone who's stupid. You strike me as an idiot. Goodness gracious. These weirdos making multiple sock accounts. Go do something with your life, bro. Anyway. Let's see here. OJ is a stray diehard, yeah, I'm a cat game diehard fan. Cat game. So, let's see here. What did he do? I just hopped back in. He didn't do anything worth noting. Don't worry about it. I'm personally the other way around, because games, once I roll the credits of the game, I'm usually done with them. That's why I don't play many rogue games. Well, I mean, once I roll the credit for a road game, I don't think I play it again either. I beat Hades once and I was like, yeah, I'm out, bro. I'm good, you know? Let's see here. People on you today, OJ. It's the same person, just with multiple accounts. It's the same. It's the same person. That's all it is. It ain't anybody different. Let's see here. How you enjoying Trails? Oh my gosh, dude. Trails is so good. I'm like 6 or 7 hours in. I've been playing a lot of it lately. I'm still at the beginning of the game. But I've been leveling up. I've been doing the side quests. I've been playing on Switch too. Dude, it's great. It's fantastic. It reminds me of like Xenoblade mixed with like a little bit of Metaphor, a little bit of Xenoblade, you know, a little bit of everything, man. It's not bad at all. It's actually really good. It's actually really, really good. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm gonna make a video on it. I just want to get more characters because like I still only have the first 2 characters. I'm doing a bunch of side quests and stuff, so I think I'm gonna progress the story though. Today I'm probably gonna progress the story today. I just got done with a bunch of side quests, so yeah. Yes. I know about the world. I've heard so many good things about the world building. Like I'm listening. I'm trying to understand like okay the story and all that. So I've heard a lot of good things about it. So I'm looking forward to you know, continuing. Yeah, that's the problem right now, and especially if you're on Switch too, especially if you're on any platform, really. There's too many games. I mean, like I said, I might make a video at this, but this is like the first time in the history of like, I think Nintendo. Like, in terms of modern Nintendo, I don't think I've ever seen a time where a Nintendo platform actually has like the front runners for Game of the Year nominations. Like, I don't think that's ever happened. Like multiple. Usually they might have one, which is their own game, and that's about it. But they usually don't get Game of the Year nominees. This is the first time that you can look at a Nintendo system and say, well, wait a minute, hold up. Hades 2 might get a nomination. That might be Game of the Year. Silksong, that might get a nomination. That could be Game of the Year. Donkey Kong Bonanza, obviously that's going to get a nomination. That could be Game of the Year. Like, that's a lot, man. Like, the fact that you got multiple, and then also Split Fiction, that could be a nomination for Game of the Year. That's on Switch too. Like, this is the first, I've never seen this before, where like literally like the best third-party games or even like Game of the Year nominees are all on the platform in 1 year. That's wild. I've never seen that before for like a Nintendo platform, like especially in the modern history. Maybe if you go like back in like the Super Nintendo days or something like that, or maybe the GameCube, but like it's never been like that for anything like from like the Wii and up, you know. I don't think Silent Hill is gonna win Game of the Year. No, I don't think it's even gonna be nominated for Game of the Year from like the Keeley Awards. No, but I think some people will have it in their nominations, like some websites. But yeah, we'll see. Metroid Prime 4 missing the cut for Game of the Year. Yeah, it's missing the cut for Game of the Year, which I don't think it would have got nominated anyway, because I think the Western press will just be like, yeah, it's just more Metroid Prime. But I do think that it's going to review well, but I don't think it's going to review incredibly well. Like, I think it's going to review like Metroid Prime 3, or maybe even slightly below that. It could be between 3 and between like Hunters. So I think Hunters has like an 85 or something like that, and Metroid Prime 3 was a 90. So I'm guessing it's going to be somewhere in between there, or maybe like a really low 90, but we'll see. What's up, Justin Smith Williams? Yeah, normally that's PlayStation territory, first time ever for Nintendo system. Yeah, that's usually, I mean, obviously PlayStation always gets everything, but yeah, usually you don't see it like this. This is crazy. I've never seen that before. 25 hours to Trails myself, and the combat is so fun once you understand it. Yes, I did not understand the combat at all in Trails, so there was an adjustment period, but I'm definitely understanding it more and more. Like when you do like action, and then when you transition over, because like Metaphor like did it for you, but in Trails like you've got to decide when, right? So it's like, okay, you get your attacks in, you get your big attack, it dazes them, then you get the advantage, then like you can do like the follow up, or like you can do like the big attack, you know. So like it's pretty cool how they've done it, you know. But at first like I needed to understand that. But with like Metaphor, it's like, okay, well you hit them, and then you break into it, you know. So it kind of gives you like, hey, this is when you do it. But like you can still choose a Metaphor as well. Like you don't have to if you don't want to. So Flute Guy Game of the Year. Hey, shout outs. Party Man says, yo, what's up, Party Man? Every major YouTuber publication purposely ignoring Trails in the Sky for Game of the Year, even though the reviews are stellar. Yeah, the reason why they're ignoring it is because they're not playing it, Elias. Like, there's not a lot of reviews out for it because it's really long, and it launched in like the busiest time period right now. There's too many games. Ghost of Yotei reviews were going on during then. You have Trails. You have obviously Silk Song was up. You know, Hades was coming out. Like, there were so many games. So of course, Trails being the long JRPG that's a remake. That one's going to get kind of pushed to the side for some of the other games. But yeah, Trails does not have that many reviews right now. There's barely any Switch 2 reviews. There's barely any reviews at all, you know? So, like, let's take a look. So, yeah, like, people, like, if you look at Trails in the Sky, Trails in... Yeah, it's got a 90 average. It's got a Metacritic must buy. It's got great, you know, user ratings. It's got 10 reviews on PC. It's only got 19. So it's only got 29 reviews, right? There are 0 reviews on Switch 1. There are 0 reviews on Switch 2. So it only has 29 reviews. Now you compare that to Ghost of Yotei has 112 reviews. So yeah, Hades 2 that just came out, that has it has 3 reviews, all 10 out of 10 on the Switch 1. It has 36 reviews on Switch 2. And then it has 24 reviews on PC. So it has, you know, 60 plus reviews, right? On that one. So people were just occupied with Hades 2, Ghost of Yotei, Silk Song, and like Trails just got kind of pushed to the side. They didn't have the bandwidth to cover that as well. So, OJ, do you like Western RPGs like Skyrim? No. I mean, Skyrim's okay. I played it. It's a good game. But do I like that? Do I like Kingdom Come Deliverance and like new? No, not really. The only Western RPG that I actually think is like goated that I still like in today's day is Mass Effect. That's the only one. If you get the Switch 1 version, do you get the Switch 2 upgrade for free? No, it's $1. It's $1 for the upgrade. All right, well, what's up, MUFC? Welcome. How you doing today? And even though Trails has been released, to be honest, yeah, it kind of came sandwiched in, but it's really good. I highly recommend it. Apologize for not being at the PS Day to play, OJ, but I hope all is well with you. Everything's good, the cool guy. Thanks for coming out to the stream. Okay, Squirrel, you changed your name to Squirrella. Kind of like Glorilla? Squirrella. Okay. You must like squirrels. What do you think Square Enix is making a new Mario RPG? No. I don't think so. I mean, that'd be cool, though. I'd be down for it. Yo, CR World's Gaming with the $3 holla. Let's go.
What's up, OJ?
What's up?
While I'm watching soap operas and failing at making my channel relevant, wanna poke fun of my AI slop channel? I made it like a year or 2 years ago, but I just updated it yesterday, gonna make it better. Called Blendor Boy, dedicated to RPGs.
Listen, AI channels are taking over YouTube anyway, so yeah, no problem, brother. Thank you so much, CR World's Gaming. Thank you for the $3 holla. I do appreciate that. Yo, shout outs. We got 5 combos away, guys, from a 30-minute extension. My man CR World's getting us a bit closer there. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Let's go. Okay, I'm not listening to this damn Tetris music. This Russian Tetris music anymore. Oh my gosh. Yeah, let's get something lit in here. We saw the title. Can you confirm Xbox has been missing from my okay. Hey OJ, I just saw the title and can confirm Xbox has been missing from my local GameStop and Target since early this year. Yeah, looks like they're being pulled from stores. Hope Metroid turns out awesome for fans. Sadly, I haven't played a Metroid since Return of Samus on Game Boy. Why don't you play them? They're available for you to play. Go play them. Play Metroid Prime Remastered. AI slop is brain rot content that makes me appreciate this channel even more. Thank you. I appreciate that, MUFC. Yeah, AI is getting pretty bad. So yeah. Yeah, Johnny. It looks like. What about you guys? Have you guys seen? Has anybody else seen Xboxes being pulled from retail stores by you? I know my Walmart still has My Walmart still has Xboxes there, but I'm not sure if I'm not sure how much longer they are gonna have it though. Like, to be honest, so yeah, not sure how much longer it's gonna be. Nope, my Walmart still has. Yeah, Walmart seems to still have Xboxes. Walmart does. I live in Japan. I've never seen an Xbox Series system ever. You've never seen it at the... They have them at the stores, though. Don't they? There's a Series X at my Target. More than usual, actually. It's weird seeing Nintendo being the cool kid. Xbox selection in EV Australia is tiny and smaller than the Wii U section was. And even the PlayStation section is getting much smaller. Well, that's because of the rise of digital download, you know, so... Especially in Australia, where Australia it's kind of interesting because of like how far away it is from everything, you know? So shipping can sometimes take like, But I mean, if I lived in Australia, I probably would just download everything, to be honest, man. I probably would. I probably wouldn't even go to stores to buy much stuff. Don't you guys, doesn't it take a little bit longer to get certain games over there? Or is it pretty good with that, Yoshi, actually? The $600 and $1,000 handhelds aren't going to help either. Yeah, those are enthusiast consoles for enthusiast gamers, enthusiast Xbox fans. Like, most normal people are going to see the price and be like, yeah, I'm good, you know, on that. So yeah. Hey, yo, hey, what's up, Ego Maniac? Yeah, early stream today just because I got some family stuff to do tonight, so... Hey, what's up, Psycho Pie? Hey, OJ, my Walmart has Xbox consoles, but haven't seen them for a while. My Best Buy or EB Games. Yeah, I haven't seen Xbox at Best Buy in a long time. All they have is controllers. Once the Switch 2 came out, they started removing Xbox, like the Xbox display. So I actually have not seen an Xbox at my Best Buy in like months. And I usually go there at least a couple times every month or so. I usually hang it. I like to go kind of just walk around. Best Buy's a super nice store. I just like to go look at like the prices, like for some of the laptops and stuff like that. Like I went with my daughter the other week, and yeah, I didn't see any Xboxes. They got a nice Switch 2 display, and the Switch 2 systems, there's usually only like 1 or 2 left. They'll restock them and they'll buy them. I'm pretty sure Best Buy is like the place where people, at least in my area, are buying like the Switch 2 the most. Is Best Buy, because every time I go there, there's only like 1 left, or like it's always like in a different spot. So I know that they put out more stock, and then then people come and buy them. So I think that's like probably like the spot where people are buying it the most. At least in my area. Xbox is definitely competition, man. In my opinion, it's competition. At the Switch 2 launch, I noticed there was no Xbox section anymore. Just used consoles at the front desk. Yeah. Dustin said that he thought the Xbox was going to come out with the $300 one. Yeah, he was off by 100%. Or double. He was only out. Yeah, Destin was off by that a bit. Destin was a little bit off when it comes down to it. But, you know, Destin has a lot of time in the game industry. I do respect his opinion on things, you know. So, like I said, yeah. And Destin's one of the reasons why I actually started even doing, like, my channel. Well, him and Pro Jared, like, Hard News, when they did Hard News back at Screw Attack. So, you know, I'll always try to never say anything bad about Destin. Because without him and Hard News, I don't think I would have even got the idea or to do my channel the way that I did my channel at first. Like, you know, a gaming news channel. Like, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do like news, like Destin and Pro Jared did on Screw Attack. But theirs were small, like a parody of like a news show. I didn't want mine to be a parody. I just wanted it to be just like talking about the actual news. So, OJ, is God of War coming to Switch? No. Nah, we usually get both physical and digital games in Australia on the same date as every other country, because time zones, it sometimes can be UPM getting the days earlier. Oh, okay, good. I'm glad that the trade routes are going well there, Yoshi. Let's see. How long before Xbox is also on Switch 2 platform? It was hinted a while back. Xbox is also on Switch 2 platform. I mean, they already have, what's it called? They already have, they already announced Indiana Jones for next year. So they'll probably start rolling out games for Nintendo Switch 2 in 2026, 2027, and beyond. Because clearly, like, selling the Xbox is not a priority for them at this point. But they can make a lot of money selling games on Switch 2, probably, and PS5. So they'll probably start rolling out more development and rolling out more teams and stuff for Switch 2 development, like in 2026, 2027, 2028. That's what I'm guessing. Where Xbox went wrong? I think Xbox went wrong in the Xbox One and Xbox Series. Like, the stretch that they had in the Xbox One era where they weren't able to capitalize on Halo being bigger than what it was. They weren't able to capitalize on Gears being bigger than what it was. They weren't able to capitalize on Fable at all. They weren't able to capitalize on Perfect Dark. They weren't able to capitalize on the IPs that truly can get people to say, I want to buy an Xbox. That was the problem. You need to have Game of the Year quality IPs to really get people to buy your system. And Microsoft failed to do that in the Xbox One era. And then they again failed to do that in the Series era, and that killed them. And I think that, to be exact, when they didn't have a single first-party game for all of 2022, I think that was the nail in the coffin. When they literally, like, that was the nail in the coffin. Like, you bought a 5 billion studios, you spent all that money, and your system is in its second year, and you fail to produce a single big first-party game for the whole year. Like, to me, I was like, okay, it's over. That when I'm like, this can't be real. The management here, they do a lot of good things, but this is unacceptable. To not have a single first-party game for the whole year. Like, both of them got delayed. Starfield got delayed, Redfall got delayed. So it's just like, that was when it was really, people just lost all confidence in them. That was the exact moment, but it was brewing beforehand, though. You know, it was brewing beforehand. So yeah. Yeah, Forza, they did a great job with Forza, but it's a car racing game, you know? Car racing games don't get as many people excited. You can sell car racing games to your already established fans, but you're not going to get, like, you know, people like me to say, oh man, look at that car racing game, you know? Like, you're going to need RPGs, you're going to need action games, you're going to need big platformers, you're going to need stuff that kind of is going to get people more excited to play, not just like holding down a button for a racing game, you know? So I do think that, like, yeah, while Forza's great, it wasn't enough. Initial J with the $5. There's so many games coming out, so little time. Just listening at while I do my pickup route. Hey, shout out to Initial J. Thank you so much, and that did get us to the combo break. Yo, let's go. That did get us to 30 on there. Appreciate that, guys. Let's go. Let's see if we can get to 45 and maybe even 60 on the combo break before we wrap up the stream in the next hour or so. Thank you guys so much, man. I appreciate it. I'll play the notification for you. I'll play it. Let's go. Overclock. No,
Overclock Buster!
Hey, what's up, Jason Wade? Yeah, I'm having a good day, man. Thank you. That's why you got to keep JOJO the Holy War in your back pocket. Bruh. Oh my god, don't mention that game around me, man. Haircut looks clean. I dig it. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. But yeah, I got it. I think I got it last week. But yeah, thank you. Forza is very popular. Yeah, it is very popular, but it doesn't sell systems like Halo and Gears and you know, Fable would. Like, people that buy Forza, they were already gonna get an Xbox regardless. You got to have games that actually bring people in. You know, Forza doesn't bring people in. Like, it's popular and it does really well, but it's already people that wanted to buy the system anyway. It's not like a major system, so that's gonna bring new people into the mix. Everyone that bought Forza on the Xbox was already gonna buy an Xbox regardless. It doesn't matter, you know. So yeah, yes, exclusives matter. Yeah, one of the reasons why the Xbox failed is because they didn't have good enough exclusives. Exclusives matter. Look at Nintendo. The Switch 1 has a bunch of exclusives and it sold the best. I mean, that's proof right there. Let's see here. Management can't do a thing if the result of the companies are bad. Yes. Hey, what's up, Jamar? Welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Yeah, just decision making and spending money, buying up studios, in my opinion, literally is what ended it. Could have used those to fund dev teams for first party. You know what the funniest thing is? They kind of did. They used that to fund the dev team, the initiative, to make Perfect Dark, and even that failed. It's like they bought dev teams, they used the money to make a new dev team, and even that failed. Even that, the game was canceled, and the initiative was they started a new dev team and then it shut down before they can even make a game. Like, even that failed. So it's like, okay, you know. So yeah. I don't get it. I'm just trying to understand. So why are they throwing them away? They need to, because they weren't able to make enough money. They weren't able to produce the exclusives to get people to buy the system. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Because they need to make money. They ran out of time, Felipe. You can't just keep on not selling systems and selling less and less and less and expect to keep on getting money for exclusives. The upper management, which is, you know, the Nadella guy, and I know that's not his name, but it's a meme. You know, he's like, yo, you guys we need to make money now, so put your games on everything. Forza did well, but Motorsport kind of flopped. I don't know the sales of Motorsport, to be honest. I do not know the sales of it. Shout outs though, guys. Appreciate it. Let's go even further beyond. Shout outs. Let's see here. Nothing that moves the needle. Game changing from Xbox very still. That's what I'm saying. Like, nothing that moves the needle. You need this stuff. Like, once again, if they would have put out a banger like Halo 1, that was a system seller, at least at that time. Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 4, all of those helped sell systems. But with the Xbox in today's modern day, the Xbox did not have a Halo game that helped move systems. They did not. And they didn't do a great job of it. Halo 5 was not a like, oh my gosh, I gotta rush out and go buy a Xbox from everybody. Now, it still helped, but it wasn't that great of a game, and it wasn't a game of the year quality type of game. So Microsoft did not do a good job. You have to have exclusives, but they also have to be game of the year quality exclusives. Microsoft has never had a single game nominated for game of the year under their belt. Like, not a single one. Not a single one. Like, there's never been a game in their history, like in the modern game of the year, Keeley Awards, like exclusive. There's been nothing. Forza, unfortunately, did not get nominated that year. And like, you know, Jez and all those people, Xbox people went nuts. I think that was what, 2020 or 2021? I think it was 2021. They went ballistic when that happened. So like, Forza was the closest they ever got. Well, not ever got, but it was the closest they got in modern history, you know? So yeah. Let's see here. Xbox exclusive felt like, oh, here's a, oh, that's nice. Instead of a hype that they should have been. Exactly, Paul. Exactly. You know? Well, I mean, it is what it is. Like, it's this, it just is what it is, you know? Maybe it's unfair to compare those companies to Nintendo model. I think it's very hard to do that, where you have a lot of series that can release games consistently because decade-old partners. Well, it's not unfair to compare them, in my opinion, because that's literally what Microsoft was doing. Microsoft was making exclusives. Microsoft was buying exclusives. Microsoft was doing everything that they can to have exclusives. And they have a ton of IP. They didn't capitalize on the IP that they have. So I don't think it's not fair, Felipe. Like, they have great IPs that review as high as Nintendo games. Like Halo reviewed as high as Nintendo games. They have decades old. Halo's not a new IP. It's old. It's 20 plus years old now at this point, right? So they have old IPs. They have games. They have stuff. So, and Sony also has Game of the Year quality IPs. They have big, so it's like, and even the new IPs that Sony made that are newer, those were indie Game of the Year. The Last of Us, that is fairly new. That was in the Game of the Year. Uncharted, I mean, it's not fairly new. It's about 20 years old now at this point. 2 years will be 20 years old. But Uncharted, that's a Game of the Year nominee. Like Horizon, that's a Game of the Year nominee. So you can't say, oh, they have decade-old IPs. Oh, this Sony made new IPs that were in Game of the Year. So what do you mean? They just made Astrobot. Astrobot won Game of the Year as a new, it's not a new IP, but as a newer end IP. So no, you're just making excuses. You're just making excuses. Like, Sony literally has got newer end IPs that are not decades old that are in the Game of the Year or win Game of the Year. So no. I mean, listen. Yes, the media, when it comes to Game of the Year voting, are they biased towards Sony? Of course they are. I mean, Nintendo's only won it once. They've only, so it's, I mean, Nintendo makes great games, right? They've only won it one time. So it's not like they've won it way more than Microsoft, but they've had Game of the Year nominees more times, you know? So even like Xenoblade. Xenoblade is not a decades old, you know, 20, 30-year-old IP. It's from 2010. And that got nominated for Game of the Year in 2020. What was it? 2022, right? So that got nominated for even Xenoblade, bro. Xenoblade. Like, Xenoblade got nominated for Game of the Year. Think about that for a second. If anybody would have told you, yo, would Xenoblade get nominated for Game of the Year at the Keighley Awards before a Microsoft game, you'd be like, no way. Although, they did have Psychonauts. So I don't know if they're counting Psychonauts too. I think, didn't that get... But I don't know if they own them at that time. But whatever. Double... Like, I'm not sure about that. But, you know, whatever. Let's see here. I said decade-old partnerships and teams. I'm not talking about IP. Once again, Sony also did it. A lot of these teams were not decades old with Sony. Team Asobi was not decades old. That was kind of a new thing that they put together between some people there in Japan and then also the, what's it called? Some of the people from Sony Japan studio. But that's not a decades old partnerships and teams either. Like, any type of excuse that you have, you can just look at Sony and say, no. Guerrilla Games, that wasn't super decades old in partnerships. I mean, no. No, absolutely not. Nah. You know? No. Let's see here, but no, Team Asobi was not from it wasn't just Japan Studio. A lot of people left Japan Studio. The big brain trust of people that were the leadership and best developers from Japan Studio did not go to Team Asobi. A lot of them went to and made their own development studio that made the game Slitterhead. So no, Team Asobi's more newer people and stuff. It's not all just old Sony Japan people. No. And once again, that doesn't excuse like Guerrilla Games. They were not decades old when Horizon. They were not super old and all that. So no matter what excuses you want to bring up, Felipe, I'm going to get to the point where you're going to have to donate $10 because you're dancing around everything. You're dancing around everything. So I'm getting to the point where you have to, because like you're not acknowledging that Sony's had newer studios that have been in the Game of the Year discussion without decades old development studios and partnerships. Once again, Horizon. Once again, Team Asobi's not a decades old with all these grizzled veterans and partnerships. Team Asobi, they made freaking a pack-in game and they made a VR game before that. Let's stop the cap. Let's stop the cap, please. Please, let's stop the cap. I'm not saying that they need to be Nintendo, but the problem is that they have not had any of the Game of the Year nominees either. I'm telling you, what is the direct result of Xbox being the way that they are? You ask that question, and then when I answer it, you start to argue back and forth, and I'm telling you what the problem is, you know? Initial J with the $2 says, feels like MS has been sitting on Fable for too long. They've been sitting on Fable for a long time. And it's not even, and the thing about it, Nick93, it's not even about winning. It's about even just getting nominated. Because once again, Nintendo's only won it once. So I'm not even going to sit here and act like it's easy to win Game of the Year. It's not. For the past 14, 15 years, it's been all Sony games and all From Software games. Like that's pretty much it's either Sony or From Software. Okay? That's what the media likes. That's what they always vote for. And then or Gaben type games, like Baldur's Gate, right? Or like a Gaben style game. So it's like, it's not like it's easy to win Game of the Year. The media likes just, once again, it's got to be like Gaben style game. It's got to be like Sony first party, or it's got to be From Software. Like those are the three type of games that win. Okay? Like you got to do something extraordinary to break into the media's Sony bias. Like you've got to go real hard. It's got to be like something generational. Breath of the Wild was the only game that Nintendo's been able to do that with, all right? So I'm not even trying to act like, you know, like they've got to win it, because it's too hard to win, especially with the amount of the Sony media. It's way too hard to win it. But nominations, there should have been at least a few different nominations. I think that's the problem, you know? What about It Takes Two? Once again, the funny thing about It Takes Two is that year, Sony didn't have the strongest competition, and they're like, screw Nintendo Switch. It should have been Metroid Dread that year. It should have been Metroid Dread. They're like, nah, we're good. It Takes Two. You know, but it should have been Metroid Dread. It should have been. It was a return. It was a new style Metroid game with a small development studio. If Metroid Dread was made by Sony, it probably would have won Game of the Year that year. If you would have just flipped it and said it was on PS5, I think if it was on, well, no, PS5 wasn't out. Yeah, PS5 was out. If that game was on PS5 and PS4, Metroid Dread, or just PS5, it would have won Game of the Year. And I know that's not a good argument. Like, that's like just an assumption that I can't prove that, but I'm almost positive if Metroid Dread was a PS5 game, it would have won Game of the Year. I'm almost positive, but people didn't play it. A lot of they didn't play it. Metroid's not super popular. They didn't play the game. They played It Takes Two, and that game's great. No, don't get me wrong, it's great. But Metroid Dread should have won that year. But if it was on PS5, I think it would have won. I think it would have. But that's just, like I said, that's just me. Let's see here. Fire Emblem Three Houses. Presidents created a Player's Choice Award in 2019. Should have been 90 plus rated game. Yeah, I mean, once again, they're not the reviewers aren't playing Fire Emblem, or they're not playing Metroid. They're not playing like 2D Metroid. You know, they're not playing these. So yeah, Nintendo's usually in the kids menu and the Keighley Awards. I mean, Nintendo has nominees even outside of the kids menu. Like, for example, in 2022, they had a ton of winners. I think Bayonetta won. Bayonetta won. Was that 2022? Yeah, I think that was 2022. Bayonetta won Best Action Game. Splatoon 3 won Best, I think, Shooter. Xenoblade was nominated. I don't know if it actually won. It didn't win RPG of the Year that year. I'm not sure. But there was like a number of games even outside of that, and they've won other stuff. Like, I think Metroid Dread won Best Action Game in 2021. But yes, usually yes, the kids or like family game, like it's always littered with Nintendo games. Although Astrobot won it, last year. So Astrobot won Best Family Game, and it's not even like a multiplayer game. Like it's just single player. So yeah. But Splatoon won outside of the kids or family game though. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, it won Best Multiplayer Game against mature like shooters and stuff like that. So that's what I'm trying to say. I wouldn't even say most Splatoon players are super young. I would say most Splatoon players are actually probably in their 20s or in their 30s. I think it's actually a bit older than that. I don't think it's just a bunch of kids playing Splatoon. I think it's actually people in their 20s or 30s. I think it's people that were young teens when Splatoon came out in 2015 that had the Wii U and all that, or younger teens like when Splatoon came out in back in 2017, and now they're like in their they're either in their late 20s or early 30s. Like Miss Click is like perfect sample size for Splatoon. That's why she loves it so much. When the game came out, she was, what was she? It came out 2015. She's 94 in 2004. She just turned like 20 or something like that. So it was like perfect for like so I would say most people like that like Splatoon are actually in their mid to late 20s or 20s. Let's see, family game is a weird category since it's actually accurate to be all Roblox game models. Maybe. I'm 43 and I play Splatoon. Yeah, you'd be surprised at actually how old people that play Splatoon are. It's not just a bunch of little children. That's like Roblox. That's like Minecraft. Although adults play Minecraft too, but I would probably say Splatoons just feel like with like either teens, young adults, Let's see here. Astral Chain and game Astral Chain, the Game of the Year at Edge in 2019 awards, Best Action Game Award. It's also nominated for Best Action Game at the Game Awards 2019. Yeah, but it didn't win it. It should have been nominated for Game of the Year. But once again, if it was on PlayStation, it would have been nominated. But it was not. So, yeah, Elden Ring won Best RPG in 2022. What's up, Feeding Frenzy? What is good? I have played a little bit of Hades 2. I'm looking forward to playing more later. So, I'm a Splatoon server and I can't find adults to play Splatoon with me. They're all 13-year-olds. I don't know what server you're in. I would say get out of that server because that's weird that you're in a server with a bunch of 13-year-olds. But there's definitely other servers for people that are much older that play Splatoon. So link up with Dank Meme Center X. He's got his Splatoon crew that he plays with. Yeah, you're definitely in the wrong one. But yeah, I highly suggest not being in servers with 13-year-olds. I'm not saying that you're a weirdo or anything. I mean, Squirrel, but I mean that's just Probably not a place you should be around anyway, just in case. Let's see here. F-Zero GX sequel when? Tomorrow. Tomorrow. Thank you so much, Initial J, though. I appreciate you, fam. Let's go. Thank you for the $2 dono. Let's get that, man. I appreciate it. 30. I think I forgot to add that in. I think we're at 32 on the board. I think we're at 32. Shout outs. Let's go. Thank you so much, man. What would that be? 13 more combos. 45-minute extension. Self-report. I play Splatoon all the time. I'm 40 plus. There you go. Yeah. So once I finally succumbed to the hype of Astrobot, I must say, in my opinion, it wasn't the Sony game. I wouldn't have gotten nowhere near the copious amounts of glazing it got. You know, I'm always back and forth because Astrobot is a glaze of Sony in the first place, right? Which is fine. It is a nostalgic filled, you know, romp through Sony's history. So that inherently got Astrobot to be a better, like, you know, to review really well because of the nostalgia, because of all the different costumes and, you know, different things from the past. People love that, and that's fine. Nintendo games have nostalgia too. But in terms of on the merits of itself as a game, it's hard because it's ubiquitous with its DNA of it's like the controller, everything. So it's kind of hard to remove the Sony from that. You can't. It's like that's literally like the DNA of the game is, you know, going through Sony's history, little Easter eggs, things like that. You know, levels based off of Sony's IP. So it's kind of hard to remove that from it. Now, do I think that it's like the greatest platformer of all time? No. Do I think it was Game of the Year that year? No, I don't. I think Metaphor ReFantazio was Game of the Year that year. But it won Game of the Year, so it is what it is, you know? But if you look at other websites, IGN, you look at other websites, I think GameSpot, you look at many other websites, Metaphor ReFantazio was their Game of the Year because they actually rated it off, because they played it. Most people that vote for the Game Awards did not play Metaphor ReFantazio. But two, because they actually took both games and they said, what is the best game in terms of what it does overall? And Metaphor ReFantazio is the better game. It's got a better story. It's got more gameplay. It's got better music. It's got more depth. It's got more everything. Metaphor is the better game than Astrobot. That's it. That's really what it comes down to. It's just a better game. And once again, but you got to play the game in order to vote for the game. A lot of these people did not play Metaphor. It is a super long Atlas RPG. That's not named Persona. They did not play the game, so they're not going to vote for it because they didn't play it. But they played Astrobot. It's a 5-hour platformer, you know, or whatever. Like, you can beat the game. Like, I pretty much 100% of the game in like 13 hours or 13. Like, and I wasn't even like speedrunning or nothing. So it's like they just beat Astrobot, said it's the greatest thing ever. It uses the DualSense controller. It reminds them of their childhood, and therefore, boom, Game of the Year. But was it the best game of the year? No. Metaphor was the best game of the year. So yeah. I think another reason why it reviewed really well was that a small budget project. I think gamers want to send a message of making games cheaper. I mean, I think it doesn't matter because they'll vote for The Last of Us, you know, winning Game of the Year, and that's worth $500 billion or whatever. I'm joking, exaggerating, but like that game is worth $200 million or whatever, right? So I don't think that was even they're trying to send any type of message because they'll vote for the biggest Sony games to win Game of the Year too. So. And there was great smaller games released that year as well. So no, not really. J2 Blue with the $5 Ninja Peach.
The best way to describe Astrobot is a nostalgia-filled glazed donut lol.
J2 Blue, thank you so much for the but yes, it's great though. I do love Astrobot. I do think it's a great game. So will we ever see the last of them? Maybe one of these days. So yeah, it doesn't really matter whether it's you know, a smaller budget game or a bigger budget game or any budget game. They don't care. You know, they legitimately do not care, you know? But one of the most BS years, I mean, I remember Overwatch won it one year, so that was interesting. But yeah, I think God of War won it again. God of War won it in 2018, right? So that's a big budget game. Big budget. God of War won it. Last of Us won it. God of War won it. Last of Us won it. Astrobot won it. Like, it don't matter, bro. I'll tell you, it, like I said, it's just got to be, if it's on PlayStation and it's got a good review score, the chances of it winning go up by exponentially, expeditiously. The chances of it winning significantly go up. So yeah, because once again, people just play PlayStation more in the media, so it is what it is. Let's see, I tried Pac-Man game, it threw me off. Hear Pac-Man talk, but it seems like a solid 7 out of 10 game. Yeah, I'll pick it up at some point. Nostalgia aside, Astrobot really utilized the DualSense controller. I agree, it did utilize the DualSense controller a lot. It was good. Ratchet & Clank should have won. Ratchet & Clank A Rift Apart? That was 2021. No, Metroid Dread should have won that year, in my opinion. Ratchet & Clank A Rift Apart's not, I don't think it's that great, to be honest. It's okay, but I played it for a little bit and then I just dropped it. I'm like, yeah, this is, it's okay, but it's just not, I don't think it's that great. I don't think it's that great, but it's not bad, you know. So yeah. So it is what it is. Yo, shout outs to Vats and yo, what's this with the $30? Uroburos!
From me and the Cool Guy.
Blast!
Hopefully all is well. We are going to start doing more streaming on the Cool Guy channel soon.
Hey!
Almost got the animations done, and also here is for the overclock destroyed.
Yes,
2
sir.
music request Nuts and Bolts Donkey Kong 3 extended JOJO.
Alright, I got you, man. Thank you so much with the 29. I appreciate that. Film. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, man. Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate you. The Cool Guy with the $29 blast, becoming the Hokage and the Stream Ninja all in one fell swoop, baby. One fell swoop. So thank you so much, dude. I appreciate that. 66 on the combo board. Yo, I don't know. It might be possible for us to hit the platinum extension today. Let's go. Thank you guys so much, man. I appreciate that. Let's get your name on the board too. And yeah, let me know when you start streaming, bro. I'll definitely have to hang out when I'm editing or whatever, whenever I can, at least, you know. Shout outs, dude. Thank you so much. I was just about to say about the budget tying in. That is crap. I'm still mad about Hades losing out on Game of the Year to The Last of Us, man. Hey, look, man. I mean, I think we all knew what was going to happen. When those review scores came out for The Last of Us Part 2, we all knew what was going to happen for that year. So I wasn't surprised. I'm like, listen, man, it's got like a 95 average or something. Like, obviously it's going to win Game of the Year. It was the best rated game of that year by a long shot. So, well, I mean, Hades was close. Hades was like, what, 90, 92 or something like that, or so somewhat close. But we all knew what was going to happen. I already knew it was going to win Game of the Year. I mean, The Last of Us Part 1, that, I mean, if there was like a game, like that was 1 year before the Game of the Year awards, but that probably would have won Game of the Year in 2013 as well. So yeah. So I think that was obvious, you know. Thank you for the 3 JoJos. Let's go. Appreciate that. 66 on the board. We're only, what would that be, 34 combos away from a platinum extension. My man, that's did a big chunk right there. Let's go, man. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Are you gonna watch TK Luminosity tell all of it? I don't know what that means. 95 for a B-movie story. Brazy. Yeah, exactly. I agree. Hades wasn't gonna win that year. Hey man, what it looked like. Hey, what's up, Kriosa Bomb? Tears of the Kingdom Switch 2 Edition is still highest rated game in 2025. Yeah, but that's not gonna get nominated for anything. So it's just a upgrade patch. for the most part. Last of Us is all the storyline. They went over to Hades, which is gameplay. Well, The Last of Us Part 2 actually has pretty good gameplay, to be honest. The gameplay is better than the story. I mean, I played and beat The Last of Us Part 2. So I actually did it all at once. I did The Last of Us Part 1 remastered. Then I did The Last of Us, I think it's Left Behind DLC. Like with there's like a little black girl and like Ellie. Kind of like in between before the events of The Last of Us Part 2 or whatever. So I did that DLC and then I went right into The Last of Us Part 2. So I did it all over the span of like 2 weeks or something like that. So I got the full breadth of the story and like full everything. And like, if you do it that way, I mean, The Last of Us is a good IP. I think it's a good IP. And I think that The Last of Us Part 2, they kind of botched some of the story elements, but the gameplay is actually incredible, you know? The gameplay and the stealth and like the different mechanics, like with the dogs and stuff like that, like the salvaging, like I think it's pretty good. It's not like the best ever, but it's actually significantly better than Last of Us Part 1 when it comes to gameplay. Like it's a lot better. Like the gun upgrades, all that stuff is dope, you know? Let's see, OJ, what do you think about recent news that some PlayStation games are not using the full capacity of the Pro? Do you think the Pro is worth it? If PlayStation 5 is like your only, like your main system, and you want and you don't have a PC and you want the best performance and that's where you play all your games, PS5 Pro is worth it. If you're anybody else that splits time on Switch 2 or you split time on Xbox or PC, or if you have a strong PC or something, it's not worth it, no. I got platinum trophies for both of them. Yeah, I was not gonna get a platinum trophy in either one of those games. I'm good on that, all that, but I can live vicariously through you on that one. Because most of the first-party games are using Pro, some of the third-party ones aren't. Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, if Sony actually released more first-party games, then I'd say it was more worth it. Like, if they're releasing first-party games regularly, like 3 to 4, like 1 per quarter, or like 1.5 per quarter, or even like AA games to fill in the gaps, then I'd say, oh yeah, it's definitely worth it. But they're not. So I can't say it's worth it based off of just like only first-party and some third-party. Like I said, because I don't know how much time you're going to dedicate to that. And remember, the PS5 Pro is now $750, and if you want a disc drive to play physical games, it's another $80 on top of that. And if you want to play online, it's another $80 on top of that per year. So we're looking at about $1,000. Like, just like, hey, you want online play, you want physical games or disc drive for backwards compatibility, or to be able to buy used games or whatever, like, you want all that, it's gonna run you, you know, it's gonna run you 800 something plus the tax, plus if you do the online. So it's hard for me to recommend it, you know, for people that dedicate their time at other places. Like, if you're playing Switch 2 a lot, or if you're playing Xbox a lot, or playing PC a lot, especially if you have a high-end PC, I don't really think there's any need to really rush out there and go buy a PS5 Pro. Like I said, unless if you want PS to be your center of attention, that's where you play all your games, all your multiplats, then yeah, it's worth it, you know? But if you're playing stuff on other platforms, or if you like portability, or if you like other things, like, okay, you want a PS5 with portability, that's going to cost you a PS Portal, or you're going to have to play it through remote play through your phone. So like, get like a backbone controller, that's like $100 for a backbone, you know? So it's like, well, an official backbone. So it's like, I don't know if I can recommend it based off of if you play other stuff a lot. But if you're just looking for like your main system, yeah, I can recommend it at that. Because once again, you can just invest in everything and you're not spending on other things, you know? First music request, Nuts and Bolts Extreme expanded Donkey Kong Country. Okay, yeah, I got you. Let me get that music going for you. That's appreciate you, fam. Let's see here. Music, Nuts and Bolts. Nuts and Bolts extended Donkey Kong Country. Nuts and Bolts extended. Okay. Yeah, I got you. Thank you so much, Vatson. I appreciate that. We'll get your next track. Let me get your next track queued up here. Spider-Man, X-Men Arcade, Revenge, Gambit stage. All right. Thank you so much. That's it. Third parties are going to focus on Switch 2 because that's the new flagship system for Nintendo, and there's a lot of early adopters already. Japanese third-party developers are definitely... I mean, PS5 is still the focus because of Western market, but Switch 2 is going to be a very big, I would say... It's going to be a lot more important than the Switch 1 was. The Switch 1 was an afterthought for most Japanese companies, with the exception of some smaller AA, but most AAA companies, Square Enix, Koei Tecmo, a lot of them, it was an afterthought or it was like a secondary thing. But the Switch 2 is definitely going to be like a main thing. I mean, Square Enix, they are going so hard on the Switch 2. At this point, they're making articles saying, hey, look at all this stuff on Switch 2. You got a shiny new Switch 2. Oh, yeah, look at the, what's it called? The Final Fantasy. We want to have it. This is pivotal. This, like, they have never said this. I have never heard Square Enix say Nintendo hardware is pivotal, because it's never been pivotal to them in the last 30 years. The last time that Nintendo made a system that was pivotal to Square Enix was the Super Nintendo. Literally the Super Nintendo. That was the last time that you can say anything was pivotal, or it was important to them. Was freaking the Super Nintendo from 1991 or something like that. So it's been more than 30 years. It's been like 40 years. It's like going on 40 years. Like 35, 40 years, man. So that's why you know that things are changing, because of that right there. The fact that Square Enix is glazing Nintendo Switch 2. That tells you everything that you need to know. Panzer Dragoon Saga remaster, re-release in our life. Panzer Dragoon Saga. Yeah, we'll get that at some point. They're doing some of the other ones, so yeah. Square is panicking because FF16 and Rebirth didn't sell that good. Well, I mean, the panic is already done. At this point, now it's about execution, right? They already panicked. They fired their president. They got a new one. They restructured completely. So the panic part is already done. Now it's like trusting the process. And what's the process? Copy Capcom. What's the process? Copy Capcom. Don't make a large variety of different types of games. Make a lot of different types of games within the IPs that people already like. So Dragon Quest, start remaking them. You know, HD 2D, start making more of those. You know, Final Fantasy, start porting, making more of those. And Bravely Default, yeah, you can have Bravely Default. Like, it's just like a handful of IPs, right? Like, okay, Kingdom Hearts, get that going. Dragon Quest, more Dragon Quest, get that going. Like, before in the past, it was, you know, Big Star Ocean, it was Dio Field, it was Harvestella, it was all these different IPs all over the place. Square Enix had Crystal Dynamics, they were doing Tomb Raider, they were doing Deus Ex, Square Enix was doing all sorts of stuff. And now they're just buckling down on what works. They're buckling down on what works. They're probably going to make a new Nier game, like a Nier Automata game. So they're not going to be branching out and doing a bunch of wild stuff anymore. They're really just going to focus on what works. And that's the Capcom method. Resident Evil, Monster Hunter, Resident Evil, Monster Hunter, Street Fighter, Resident Evil, Monster Hunter, Resident Evil, Monster Hunter, Street Fighter DLC. You know, like, and then like small game here or there, like Ghosts and Goblins or small game, you know, here or there. But really, it's just Monster Hunter, Resident Evil, you know? And look, yes, that's less creative and all that, but I mean, the money that it takes, people aren't buying all the new IPs and all that stuff. So whatever, you know? Deported to Slim with the $5 dono. Says that thumbnail, I thought OJ was so upset about Doug Bowser's departure that he was done being a YouTuber. No, I'm fine. Doug Bowser, he's alright. Seems like a cool dude. Shoutouts, thank you so much for the combo breaks. 71, we're only 29 combos away. We still got a bit more time, about 45 minutes left on the stream or so. So we still got a bit more time, guys. We are close, so I appreciate you guys coming through, man. 71 on the combo board on an early stream. That's crazy. I don't understand why people are worried about Bowser is leaving. That means Nintendo's collapsing or failing. The president of NOA does bad. Nintendo just fire and replace. Yeah, it's just people that have no idea what Nintendo of America does that are saying that. I mean, Nintendo's fine. And once again, Chibata's the new president. He's been there for 40 years, so it's not like they're in good hands. And Devin Pritchard, she's cool from what I've seen from her. I've been around her a little bit. She seems pretty cool. So Says those are the times, unfortunately. Yeah, those are the times, and Capcom turned everything around by doing that. Invest heavily into your biggest IP, and then maybe do experimental or smaller IP on like mobile phones and stuff like that. So that's kind of like what's going on, you know. So now Square has missing a chance to add cloud to Fortnite. Maybe they will add cloud to Fortnite one of these days. Maybe they'll say, you know what, we got to get cloud in here for Fortnite. And remember, guys, if you have not subscribed to the channel, we need a couple new subscribers, guys. So if you're someone that's watching and you're enjoying the content, please hit that subscribe button so we can finally get to 130,000 subscribers plus on this channel. We've been stuck at like 129 for a hot minute. So because like YouTube did some weird things and it purged a bunch of old accounts. So yeah, hit that subscribe button. Let's go. Many people always have thought that when someone leaves, they assume there's some bad blood. Yeah, they assume that there's some type of problem. But dude, Doug Bowser he's just retiring, man. My man's bald and he just wants to retire. I want to retire, bro. I want to retire. If you haven't seen my video on Doug Bowser, make sure you put it into your watch later. I have a cool video on Doug Bowser and what's really going on. The reality is Shuntaro Furukawa is the man. The reality is Shuntaro Furukawa runs Nintendo. That's the reality, you know. That is the realita. So yeah. I guess no more Balan? What does that mean? Or Balan Wonderworld? The mobile game did not kill a lot of Square. They invested heavily only to get destroyed by JOJO games. I don't think the mobile games is what killed Square, like what made them. It was their investments into Final Fantasy and not getting a big return on those investments. NOA is marketing arm of Nintendo for the biggest sales in the region. NOA doesn't decide pricing or what goes into development, etc. Nintendo has been in business to run. I mean, Nintendo of America definitely decides pricing, but they also consult with Nintendo in Japan. But Nintendo of America is there to help provide context of what the market is, like shaping the market and saying, hey, like how much should we price X, Y, and Z based off of import costs, based off of tariffs, based off of this, because that is a unique challenge. A tariff or import cost is a unique challenge to Nintendo of America. So yes, Nintendo in Japan, Furukawa understands American business. Obviously he has to, but he's in Japan. So you're going to need boots in the ground and people native to that land to understand and to know everything that has to go with like that land. Because once again, there's a language barrier, there's other issues there. So that's why you hire people in America, business people that know economy and business here in America to help you with that. Now, yes, Furukawa, he looks and sees, but he definitely trusts, or he's supposed to trust, the people in America like Reggie or like Doug Bowser or like Devin Pritchard or Shibata or whatever to get the right price. He's gonna put trust in them because once again, he's a Japanese businessman. He's lived in Japan his whole life. Does he have to know American business? Has he visited and all that? Yes, he does. But you still need people with boots in the ground that know the industry and know the pricing and that are native speakers of the biggest market to say, hey, look, as an advisory. But yeah, I'm pretty sure if somebody in America said, Nintendo of America was like, Doug Bowser said, yo, the Switch 2 needs to be $895. Yeah, Furukawa would be like, no, it's not going to be $895. You know, like I'm pretty sure that would be happy, you know, but Nintendo of America does help shape. Now, once again, yes, ultimately at the end of the day, the checkoff, the write-off on the pricing and all that is through Furukawa. They're not going to, Doug Bowser, I don't believe Doug Bowser can set the price for something and not run it by Furukawa. I think he has to know and he has to agree that that's the best price. But yes, I mean, they do have a way in shaping how things can be, potential games, you know, bundles, things like that, right? These are things that Nintendo of America does have some influence on. But it's not the actual, like, games, like what games are going to be localized, like, not anymore at least. What games are coming out, like development of the games, like green lighting games. It's not that. That's not what Nintendo of America does. Which, so, you know, you're right in that sense, Squirrella. Deport him with another $5. Says no retirement for OJ. I will need my Switch 10 coverage, bro. I hope I make it to Switch 10. At the way that they're going right now, Switch 3 would be like what, 6-7 years from now. So Switch 10, that'd be like another 7. So yeah, oh my goodness, yeah, I'm not so sure, buddy. Unless they got some like health tonics, life extending tonics, that would be tough. I'll try though, I'll do my best. So yeah, I doubt games will even by that time, games won't even be played like they are now. Like, most games will here's what games will probably be like in 50 years or whatever the case is. And no, I'm not buying a ROG Ally. It'll probably be like this, where like you get home and it just beams to the TV. It's internet, but it's just like internet local solution. It's just on your TV. You buy a TV, you buy like a Nintendo TV. It comes with packages, it comes with deals, it comes with certain games, and then you can just instantly from your phone, from your brain chip, your smart chip, from whatever, your smart glass, you can just instantly order, and it's available on there. It can project, it's available on your TV, it's available on your PC, it's available everywhere. That's probably how games in like the distant future are going to work. Yes, digital streaming, but like instant transmission streaming. Like the internet by then will be significantly better, but they'll probably sell TV packages or projector packages as the Nintendo projector, the Sony projector, or the Sony TV, and it's just built into the TV, whatever their unique hardware is or whatever the case is. Like, you don't need a system, a separate system, then hook it. It'll probably just be that, and you'll probably be able to instantly, compact the TV, instantly be able to move the TV from different rooms. Obviously, you'll be able to beam it to other TVs in your house, things like that. Like, I'm pretty sure that'll be the way that people play games in like the distant future. It's not gonna be, let me buy this game, let me put it inside here and let me play it. It's gonna be like more like instant, like, okay, here we go. It's gonna be like you turn on your TV, you have like your remote, right? Like your Nintendo remote. And like you can just order games like right there and it'll be instant. There's no download or nothing. It's just boom. It downloads in like a second. Bam, it's right there. It can play locally. Or you can stream it, whatever you want, right? Like, so they're definitely gonna get creative with it and different. But I highly doubt that in 40, 50, 60 years that people are gonna be playing video games like we play them right now. I don't think so. But that's just me. That's just me. Sword Art Online, maybe something like that. You play the game for real, something happens there, you actually get messed up, 76 on the combo board, appreciate that. We get 24 more combos. We still got some time left, man, so I appreciate that. Let's go. So I'm just doing some let's just say we said every 7 years is the new Switch. So if we get to Switch, so yeah, we're talking like 60 something years from now, so that'll be a while. If it just goes by that. Now they might actually speed up the generations, right? They might make it to where it's like part of like an iPhone type of thing, where it's like, like the portable PCs get new every 2 years. There's a new portable PC. It might become like that for Nintendo in the future too, where they just say, hey, look, we're gonna do it every 3 years. It's just like a slightly better model. If you want to get it, you can get it. If you don't, you don't. But they might not call that like a Switch 3 or a Switch 4. But obviously they might call it like a Switch 3S or something like that, or Switch 3Z or whatever else, right? So let's see here. Every company will have their own variation of a brain. I think brain chip will definitely be like more like a cup, like 100+ years in the future. But brain chips, it's gonna take a long time for those before those are like accepted regularly, like to have one, and the price is gonna have to come down significantly. Yes, there are tests for people with brain chips. Yes, there's gonna be an unfair advantage with people that have AI built in. Yes, the government's gonna use it to control people. Yes, there's gonna be malfunctions where some people might die that have them. Yes, there's gonna be all that. Yes, it's gonna turn into Deus Ex a little bit. Yes, there's gonna be people that resent it and feel that it's that. Yes, they're gonna use it to extend people's lives. Yes, there are gonna be cyborgs, like all that stuff. Yes, all that stuff's gonna happen, but it's probably gonna be in the very, very distant future. But yes, eventually people will say, I want to become like half robot or something like that. Yes, obviously people are gonna want that. Some people are gonna want that. Or be able to project like brain chip games, like where you just see, and yeah, you can turn the game that you want to play, and you look at like a white like projector board, and it'll just image the game, and you can just play. Right? Super weird. Very weird, but I'm almost positive that stuff will happen. Because if you go back 100 or 200 or 300 years and you show them the technology that we have now, they would think that we're all witches and they would burn us at the stake. Like, if you, well, maybe not 300 years ago, but if you show people like 1,000 years ago, the technology that we have now, they'd be like, there's no way. You can't do that, you know? Heck, not even 1,000 years. Like 1,500, 1,600, they'd be like, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way that you can do all this. So, same thing in the future, you know? There'll be some of us that will be alive at the very beginning of some of that. But brain chips are already a thing. You can get a brain chip if you want one, but it's incredibly expensive and there's a lot of legal to go through. But if you really want a brain chip, you can get one if you really want one. There are brain chips for people. But yeah, I think they'll become more normal in the next 50 years. People will start getting them. But once again, brain chips, there's a lot of things that can, you know, that can interfere. It's like, okay, well, how can you cheat in school? Things like that, right? So people are really trying to scalp the ROG Ally for 2.5K. Anyone who buys that is an actual idiot. Yeah, because Microsoft didn't put out a lot of them. Flipping the switch with the $5 dono and says, oh boy, there will be a huge outbreak of these weirdos on social media at that moment. Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, there's already a bunch of weird ones now at this point, so imagine with all this other stuff happening. Shoutouts, man. I appreciate that. 2,000 years in the future, people will still be saying Nintendo's evil, not judged. My great grandpa was a grifter. It's like he just has like a picture of Grums like this. Like with the sword, it's like the grifting grandpa. The great grandfather of grifting. Picture of dumbass Grums in a monument, grifter monument. Let's see. Deports the Slim with the $5 dono, and it says you can make it. You can make it to Switch 10, OJ. Just keep up those workouts and eat clean. Yo, I appreciate it. Shout out, Deported. I'll try. I'll do my best, brother. Oh man. Like the founders in Xenoblade Chronicles X. Or no, sorry, Xenoblade Chronicles Future Redeemed. the damn statue room. The Hall of Grifter. That's in Flipping the Switches, what's it called? All the like oh my gosh. Like Matthew and all of them, all like we have the founders of the ninja. Oh yeah, we gotta have the founders of the Ninja Village. Hey OJ, do you agree with the opinion that you don't have to buy a bunch of merchandise for a specific franchise to be a hardcore fan of it and enjoy it fully? I mean, no, I don't buy a bunch of Xenoblade merch and all that, or I don't buy a bunch of Zelda merch, and I like Zelda and I like Xeno, so no. Flipping the switch with another $5 dono. Let's go. It says right now in Grumsies, all demanding a 15-year-old be put in a bikini in Fatal Frame 2 remake. Over 20 peeps blocked. That should not be near schools. Oh yeah, they get super weird about that type of stuff. They get really weird. They don't care, you know, about the age, which is, once again, we need some, you know, they not like us. Definitely some, the red dots. Yeah, like, you know, Kendrick Lamar red dots. We need some of that. Dudes are weirdos. Complete weirdos. 91 on the combo board. 9 combos away from the. I can't believe we might hit on today. I didn't think so, man. JoJo Friday, we out here tonight. I forgot to play the JoJo for what's it called? For Chris or for Vadsent. So let's go ahead and play that. JoJo Friday, JoJo. Let's go. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right, let's get this Gambit music. I think it's interesting thinking about how things will be in the future. It is. It's like, it's cool to think about it, but then other times you just kind of enjoy what you got right now, you know, too. That's kind of how I see it. Thank you so much, the Ports Slim with the $2 dono. They used up all those red dots for the current one. Oh man. Oh man. Shout outs, man. Thank you for the $2 dono. Let's see here. Yes, this is Spider-Man and X-Men in Arcade's Revenge Music Gambit. Yes, I love this game. I used to have a friend that had this game, and I used to play it all the time. I sucked at it though. OJ, do you think it's possible to see Monolith Soft's next title at the February Direct, assuming we get one? Well, it could be anywhere between February and like March or April. And yeah, it's definitely possible because they usually show off their game at the beginning of the year. So it's definitely possible. But I mean, we don't know the scope and scale of the game. It is going to be a very different game than what they had before. So we'll see what it ends up being. But make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. If you have not hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button right now. So we can get this going here, guys. I appreciate that. Hit that subscribe button. Let's go. I played on the Genesis, but also had an SNES version. I used to play the X-Men Genesis game. That game I played a lot. I think that might be on the NSO. Is that on the NSO, that X-Men Genesis game? I don't know. I don't think it is. I need that game. I want to play that game again though. Tell y'all, Xenoblade Chronicles 0 is gonna happen later this. Oh, let's go, Xenoblade 0. I'll tell, but I think it's gonna be, if they did Xenoblade 0, it's gonna be so different from what we normally like. I don't think it's gonna be like the exact like Xeno gameplay. Like I think they're gonna go with the hybrid system. I think it's gonna be like, which they already have, like, but I think it's gonna be more of a turn-based action RPG hybrid, like Trails, like Metaphor. Man, I really want to see something from them though, dude. So I really want to see something from them. Shout outs though, guys. Appreciate it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, wait, hold up here. The Wall Street video game giant Electronic Arts near roughly $50 billion deal to go private. A group of investors, including private equity firm Silver Lake and Saudi Arabia's public investment fund, could unveil a deal for the publisher best known for its sports games as soon as next week. Wow, that is huge. That would be crazy. EA going private? So yeah. That's huge. That would be crazy. $50 billion, yeah. Yeah, $50 billion deal. I mean, if they go private, once again, you can do things a little bit differently, but you just got to look at where that money's coming from, man. I mean, like there's never like, oh, wow, $50 billion deal, no strings attached. Just give us the money, then we can do things. Oh, bro, look at where that money's. Remember what I just said. Like I said, I'm not here to talk about other politics and other things with countries, but I mean, just look at where that money's coming from, man. It's definitely not something that just be like, oh, that's great now. It's easy now. Like, nah, there would be a lot of other things with that. But once again, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Let's see. Xenoblade 0 would just be low-key, just Xenosaga 4. I mean, it could be. For sure. Could be. That'd be a big deal, though, man. It'd be a big deal. We'll see if that happens, though, man. We'll see. We will see. And I do also want to say this because I covered it, and maybe we'll talk about it in a video tomorrow. But the completionist put out a video giving us an update on the whole situation. Like, you guys remember, like, I made a video on it, which the video did really good. Like, I think I got like 90,000 views on that video. But I put out a video a couple of years ago talking about the whole completionist situation with the charity stuff. And he put out a video going over it. And he put out a pretty thorough, good response. And listen, man, like, I already was not the biggest fans of, you know, in particular Muda. But like Carl Jobs, like, I wasn't really the biggest fan of him, but I had seen some of his videos. I'm just not that much of a fan of his voice. But the video that the completionist put out kind of skewered both of those guys. When it made it seem like those guys were the good guys in this case, he put out a video that kind of just absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, skewered them, like roasted, like, and I don't think he was even trying to. He wasn't trying to cancel them or nothing. But he gave, and he's not right. I don't think the completionist was right, because he did admit to lying about when he found out about the money for the charity thing. But I don't think based off of the receipts that he provided, I don't think the completionist knew throughout the whole time that the money was not donated to charity. And I don't think he was using his mom's, you know, his mom's legacy and all that for nefarious means. And the money did get donated. Plus they added another $200,000 on top of that. Somebody else upped it to like $800,000. And he has all the receipts there. Like, everybody's watching the video. But I just wanted to talk about that because I covered it a couple of years ago. And I might make a video on it talking about it, because I did watch the whole thing last night. I did. I'm not sure if there are any good guys in this case. Yeah, I don't think that there's any good guys. But I would say this. If you put a gun to my head and said, who would you trust here to not be a weasel or a rat? I'd probably say the completionist out of those three. If you, like I said, like if you, and you know me, I'm big on honesty, right? I would probably say I trust the completionist over those two guys. That's what I would probably do, honestly. And the funny thing is, even before the completionist put out this video, I probably would have said that even before this most recent video. I would be like, I'm not sure. I think I might go with the complete. Even then, you know, I didn't make any skating videos of the completionist. I didn't make video, and I wasn't a super big fan of him, you know, beforehand or anything. I had seen some of his videos, but I was not a big fan. I did not watch all of his Indie Land presentations. I've been around him one time. There was a Nintendo influencer event in Seattle a couple of years ago, and he was there, and his head is really big. He's a big guy, and his head is like really big. Like, if he played football, his helmet would be the size of, bro, that dude, like Juggernaut. That's what it reminded me of, like Juggernaut. But not that that matters. I'm just saying. I'm just remembering the first thing that I thought was like, man, this guy's head is the size of like Juggernaut, bro. But yeah, he's a big guy. But anyway, it looks like he lost some weight though, and he has long hair now. So I think he's been losing some weight in the weight room a little bit. He looks a little bit more slim. So that's good for him, because he was big and robust when I saw him. But anyway, that's neither here or there. I probably trust him more than I trust those other guys. You know, he threw a little barb at what's it called? He threw a little barb at Mudahar about the whole engineer thing, fake engineer thing. Let's see here. Completionist seems to have lost weight. I guess he misses that YouTube money. I mean, he's been gone for about a year plus, so I mean, it's not like he was making a bunch of content and making a bunch of money, you know, or anything like that. But I mean, yeah, I mean, he lost everything. I think whatever people think about him, and this is my honest opinion, he lost everything. He lost his company. He lost the money that he was making. He lost a lot of his friends. He lost a lot of his community. He lost, like I said, employees. Dude, I think the punishment for lying it's sufficient. Okay, so I think he's paid the price, because he lost almost everything. He's still gonna make videos, but it's just gonna be by himself. So he's gonna start back at the drawing board, you know? And I'm not here to condemn someone to never make money. I mean, Mudar lies too. Mudar lying off his ass, bro. Lying about being an engineer. Lying about the Switch 2. That dude Mudar made thousands of dollars bashing Switch 2 and talk about how bad it was before the launch and how, oh, I'm not going to get one right away. That dude bought one day one while sitting there collecting thousands of dollars off of making negative Switch 2 videos. So, and he's, you know, and like I said, if you go watch the video the Completionist had, there's some stuff in there that clearly shows that these guys were looking to incite some. It wasn't all just about the money. They were looking to incite some stuff that probably shouldn't have been said on cross-examination. So I suggest all of you guys to go to the Completionist channel if you know about this scandal. Like I said, I'll probably talk about this more. I'll watch the video again, and then I'll probably talk about it maybe tomorrow before the Spawncast. Watch the video and make your own determination from that. You don't got to just listen to me. But we've seen the sliminess of the whole Switch 2 situation, plus the fake engineer situation. We saw the Billy Mitchell thing, where Call Jobs misrepresented what the lawsuit was about a bit to people, and ended up losing to Billy Mitchell. So it's not like these guys are saints either, you know? So there's some lying and some scheming going on with these guys too. So I suggest going in and watching the video yourself. Listen, I think Muda and Carl knew that it was going to be a big payday. To be honest, I think that it knew it was going to be, and it was a big payday for both of them. They were sponsored videos. There were, I mean, Mudar made multiple follow-up vids, and all of those vids got like 1 million. Yeah, it was a big payday. It was a big payday. You know how much money you make from a premium channel like Mudar's with those millions of subs, where you get premium ad placing? You know how much money you made off all those videos? Tens of thousands of dollars. So yeah, it was a payday. I'm not saying it was only for money, because obviously you need to be paid for your, if you investigate things, you need to be paid for it. And like, okay, they put some pressure on him to donate the money. Okay, I get that. But based off of what Gerard said, I think the money would have been donated. It would have just taken longer, probably a little bit longer, but I think it would have been donated. And I think that it should have just stopped right there. Some of the other stuff that they said, once again, on cross-examination, with all the evidence and facts and receipts in that video from Gerard, I think it paints a little bit of a different picture. And once again, that's why I didn't have a scathing response. I just said it's a horrible situation, that he should have donated it quicker. Like, I don't like this for him. But I did not say that he's some type of scam artist, fraud, thief. I didn't say all that. And I only made one video on it. I think I talked about it in live streams, but I never said he was some type of super scam artist and thief and all that. I was a bit reserved with it because I wasn't sure we're getting the whole picture, you know? Which I know. I come from, listen, man. I come from a foreign family that's not from the US, where customs and your expectations from your parents and your family and your dad and dynamics are completely different. They're not the same as they are from people from here. So I can relate to what he said. I can relate when it comes to how his dad felt and things like that. You know, like, I can relate. I know, you know, heck, anybody that comes from a Nigerian family, I'm pretty sure, Psychopath, you know how it is too. So like, that's why I wasn't scathing at first, but I should just go watch the vid, man. It's 40 something minutes long, but it's well worth the watch. It's kind of boring in the middle, but it's well worth the watch. The Completionists, Muda and Carl, should start a charity together for engineers and their scamming powers combined. Oh man, yeah, they really should. That might be something right there. 98 on the board. Yo, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. We're only 2 combos away. Can you guys believe that? 2 combos away from a platinum on our early stream. Let's go. Muda's a clown. I think, yeah. Listen, man, I ain't trying to talk. I mean, I'd probably say it to his face too. But yeah, that Switch 2, which I did. I said, I made jokes about the whole Switch 2 thing. Like, bro, you talked about how terrible it was, telling people how trash, I'm not going to get that. And then you bought it day one. I was in the neighborhood. Bro, you wanted one. Stop the cap. You wanted one. But you gotta, these PC people are so Gaben, you know, bending over for Gaben 24/7. They can't be pressed to say something positive or say something nice about Nintendo in today's day without fear of losing their their crazy gaming audience, their PC audience, man. That's what everyone's afraid. Everyone's afraid to criticize. Everyone's afraid to say Gaben is greedy too with this 11. Nobody even mentions his net worth. It doesn't even come up. It don't even come up. You talk about how greedy other people are, no problem. Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, ain't nobody mentioned that. How do you get $11 billion? What you mean? You gotta be greedy to get that much money. Do you guys understand how much money that is? How do you get that much money? Even getting 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 million. Now you gotta be greedy. So he's never put into that because you get Steam sales every now and then. Like, so like someone said, a lot of these people are they're too scared because their audience is gonna go nuts. You say anything, even on Twitter, say it on Twitter, see what people do. They'll sit there and say no, they'll try to reverse it on you. You're not allowed to say that. So I think that's really what he was appeasing to those people, you know, to those people that it's always everybody else negative. Gaben and PC's the greatest thing since sliced bread, you know? So do I think that it's bad? Like people say, oh, you're just hating now. I'm like, nah, I ain't just hating. I just don't give a crap about PC people. Before I used to be like, oh, well, I don't want to, you know, I don't want to get the PC people upset. Like I saw what happened like with my video, you know, with when I sold my Steam Deck and saw people. I'm like, nah, I don't care. Come to the stream. I'll just ban you if you're gonna come here and act all weird and goofy. I don't care. I don't care if you bend over for Gaben. Now I don't care. I'll say whatever I feel like, you know? Like, because everyone always be attacking Sony, attacking Nintendo fans, attacking Xbox, PC, a lot of PC people, all time, and act like PC is some type of agnostic platform where nobody making money or nobody's greedy. That's a lie. That's a complete lie. That's a complete lie. You know, from a company, Valve, that doesn't make anything, that barely makes anything, barely have any 400 employees, 500 employees. They're private. You know, so I just got tired of it, man. I'm like, I ain't gonna take this from you weirdos, bro. So that's why I got a little bit more like saying stuff, because I'm like, before I used to hold my tongue. I knew this about Gaben beforehand, but I never said anything, you know. But now at this point, it's like I don't care. Like you're gonna say something like, "Oh, well, you're supporting like this one." I'm like, man, you support a billionaire too. You're no different than me. People, these pieces they try to act like they're better than you. They have some type of moral crusade for gaming. No, you don't. No, you don't. You're a peasant just like all of us, okay? Because the real non-peasants are Gaben and these executives. They're the ones that are making all the money. We're the consumer. So you ain't no better than anybody else because you think PC is the greatest thing ever. No, I'm done doing all that. I ain't playing into that no more. I saw people on Twitter try to press me about it too. Oh, well, at least PC, man, I don't care. That's why I listen, the sales numbers, I don't even care like that. Whatever, it sells what it sells. But that's why I make fun of them for the sales numbers. That's why I make fun of them with the sales numbers. Like, yeah, that's why nobody buys that crap. Do I care? I don't care. That's why I say it, because it pisses them off. It pisses them off. It pisses them off, so that's why I say it. That's why I bring it up all the time. Because you know good and well, it was those same people that were saying that about the Wii U. You know good and well it was. You know good and well it was. Shout outs to Nick93 hitting us with the 2. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Let's go. Let go. Thank you for the support, man. Shout outs. Combo breaks. Appreciate that. Let's go. Let's go.
Even further beyond.
Yes, sir. Let's go with that limit break. Limit breaking. Oh, it really does, bro. It really does, especially the sales numbers. You bring that up. You bring that up, and it just completely ruins their day. Yeah, well, you are shit, so that's why it matters to you. I'm like, hey, you're stupid. That's why you don't understand why it's important. Trust me, if the Switch 2 was selling like Dookie, they'd be bringing it up. Hell, you got people that hate the Switch 2 now. They're saying that it's not selling good, even though that it is, literally lying to their base. So you know good and well, if it was actually public that it was flopping, these people would be, these PC gamers, these Gaben worshippers would be all over it. Talk about how trash it is, talk about how much better the Steam Deck is and all that, man. I said I think Doug Bowser was let go because of the price debacle first. Doug Bowser was not let go because of that. I don't, and the person that's yapping in my comment section today, just they didn't watch my video because Doug Bowser retired. He said I'm calling it quits. I'm good. He's retired. He wasn't let go or fired, and he's not done till the end of the year. So if he was let go or fired, he wouldn't be there by the. He would be gone now. Shout out to the supporter with the $2 dono. Xbox raising prices again as well. Sales are so trash. Psycho Pie with the 76 months. So shout outs to Gaben. Gaben. No, I said Gaben. I didn't say Gaben. I didn't say it that way. That's stupid, bro. I didn't say No, I said Gavin. I said Gavin. I didn't say Gay Ben. I did not say it. Oh, wait, hold on. I think I might have said Gavin. Gay Ben, Gavin. Gavin. Was I saying Gavin or was I saying Gay Ben? Never mind. I might have been saying it that way. Well, y'all know what I meant. I meant Gavin. Gabe Newell. Deported with the 18 months, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think it kind of sounded like Gay Ben. Yeah, it kind of did. My bad. No, I didn't see Kid and Krista's video yet. I'll watch it later. I was the one accused of yapping. Oh, you were the one accused of yapping? Canceled. And who's the new Nintendo of America president? It's the real actual president of Nintendo of America is Satoru Shibata. And it's kind of like a dual thing. Shibata's the president in addition to Devin Pritchard. So it's kind of like a dual thing, but Shibata seems to be like maybe the actual president, and like Devin Pritchard is in the role of what Doug Bowser did, but obviously Shibata there is now like, they're kind of like dual CEOs. That's what it seems like to me, based off of the press release. My PC friend got the ROG Ally X. I'll try it and let you know how it is, the same as the other PC handhelds. I think this one might be a little bit better based off of what I've seen so far because of the Xbox interface and all that. But I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, it's still a PC handheld. But yeah, it could be better based off of what they're doing there. But we'll see. Putting this on Twitter. Yeah. Yeah, people are just weird, man. I'm telling you, bro. It doesn't matter what they do. So it doesn't really matter what they do. So make sure you guys hit that like button. If you have not hit that like button, hit that like button. Let them know that we're streaming today. Let's go. Let's go. Nah, Kit and Chris's video ain't like that. Shibata is not even giving up his existing roles. Well, I'm going based off the press release. So let me go off the press release. Here's what the press release says. Give me a second. Doug Bowser out. Doug Bowser. Wait, here we go. So here's what the press release says. So the press release says that Nintendo of America announced today that Doug Bowser will retire as President and Chief Operating Officer on December 31st after more than a decade in multiple leadership positions. He will be succeeded by Devin Pritchard, a 19-year veteran of one of the video game industry and longstanding member of NOA leadership team. In addition, Satoru Shibata will join NOA as Chief Executive Officer. So that's called CEO. While continuing his roles as managing executive officer and corporate director, member of the board. So it looks like he's got like a new role because they just said will join as CEO. NOA that's a CEO. So it definitely seems like he's joining as like a co or dual thing because he's still, and they said while also keeping all of his other roles, he's joining as a CEO to NOA. So that's what it says in the press release. So that's going on. Like I said, that is Nintendo's own press release. It makes it seem as if Shibata is joining as a CEO of NOA. And Devin Pritchard is stepping in as like a COO or CEO, but also alongside Satoru Shibata. So I'm just going off that. Whoa, 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 whoa. Cedric with the $5 dono. Okay, this is
a
weird.
PSA about when you play Smash Ultimate Online. If you leave after the first 1v1 match and don't run it back for the best 2 out 3, you are a coward, a shill, a wannabe never gonna be has been. Also, can you please play Mute City from F-Zero GX? Thanks, smiley face.
All right, I got you. This will be the last song that we can play for today, guys. Then I gotta skedaddle. Thank you so much for the $5 dono. Getting us past the, once again, going further than beyond, baby.
Further beyond.
Thank you so much, Cedric, for the $5 dono. Okay, yeah, that's what I said. You said Shibata is the real president. Well, yeah, kinda. He's Japanese. Who do you think Furukawa's gonna trust more, Shibata or Devin Pritchard? I mean, yeah, sure, she's gonna be part of that. She's gonna be part of the big decision making and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, if they have a disagreement and they're in front of Furukawa, I mean, I'm pretty sure Furukawa is going to obviously listen to both of them out or whatever the case is, but who's gonna get their way? I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Mr. Shibata, you know, because he's been there for 40 years. So, I mean, that's all I'm trying to say. So I do think that he's probably gonna be more like the guy that might be like, hey, if I don't like this, it's not happening, you know? It's not Devon, it's Devin. So it's spelled like Devon, like Devon or Devon. You can say it a lot, but I'm pretty sure it's just Devin. I'm almost positive it's just Devin. And Devin can be a girl's or a boy's name. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, guys. Thank you. Oh, hold on. Let me get this Mute City going. So, yeah. Is Shibata installed to keep an eye on Devin because he's her boss? He's the CEO, which is higher than CEO. Yeah, I mean, like, when I look through this thing here, it says that Nintendo of America president and CEO. So, I mean, it looks like she's stepping into the role of COO, chief operating officer. But a CEO, chief executive officer, yeah, it does seem like they are adding, like, Doug Bowser was like the CEO or COO, and that's all they had, you know? But then now with this, it seems like, yeah, she's stepping into that role, but then they also put Shibata to have kind of like a layer check, you know? In this transition. Maybe he'll retire as that and Devin Pritchard will take over full time, you know? But for right now, it definitely seems like Shibata's going to be the actual one kind of doing some things, which of course Devin Pritchard is going to be very much involved and will be making decisions and will be doing a bunch of stuff. Obviously, that's going to be the case, right? But yeah. Devion is as girl's name, actually. Devion Well, her name's not spelled Devion. There's no I. I don't think there's an I. It's D-E-V-O-N. So it's not Devion. There is no I. So I'm thinking it's pronounced Devon. That's what I'm thinking it's pronounced. I don't think it's pronounced Devon or Devon. I mean, it could be, but I'm not sure if it is. I think it's Devon. I think I heard people at the event calling her Devon. But I could be wrong. Once again, I could be wrong. Party Man with the 90 months, man. Thanks so much, Party Man. I'm free from on call. Time to have fun again. Can you play some Mario Kart music before you leave? I will not be able to play Mario Kart music before I leave because I actually have to skedaddle. Otherwise, I'm going to be a little late. So I'll be able to finish this out. But Party Man, I got you for the next one. Just let me know. Tomorrow's stream, you don't got to donate again or anything. And I got you, man. So yeah. But it's all good. It's all good. I'm sorry about that, Party Man. I would play. I just don't have enough time right now. But I'll be here tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be ready to go tomorrow talking about different stuff. So we can play it for them for sure. So yeah. Have it haters Devon stated. Devon stated. OJ looks like Devon. That definitely seems a bit racist. But it's okay. It's no problem. That's on me. I meant to do that earlier. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. Egomaniac shoutouts. LOL. I bet this person thinks any black person looks like a Devon. I'm almost positive this person thinks that. That's okay. You look like a Michael. Or you look like a Jim. Or you look like a Bob. Or something like that. It's all good. Alright though, guys. We're going to have to wrap it up here. I appreciate that. Thanks for coming out to the stream. Thank you guys so much for being awesome. I appreciate you guys all coming out. Thank you guys for coming for being lit, man. I appreciate that. Seriously. Thank you guys so much. Check out my most recent video where I talk about this. If you guys haven't seen it, check out the vid. It's up on YouTube's. So go watch that video about the truth when it comes to what's going down here. So I appreciate that. So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the support. It's okay, Tenacious. You're good, man. Thank you for coming out to the stream tonight. But you're good, man. Don't worry about it. So all right, guys. Thank you so much. Watch the vids. Thank you for the donos, guys. We hit the goal. I appreciate you guys going like hitting the 107 combos. So thank you guys so much, going further than beyond. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys coming through for real. And yeah, shout outs. Let's go. And we will see you guys for the next. We'll see you guys tomorrow. And of course, I'll have a new video for you guys as well. All right, guys. Love y'all. Peace.